Hello, good people of the internet, and welcome to episode 4 of Famipod, a podcast for family, where we discuss all the gaming news affecting your family nucleus, like Sony shutting down Bluepoint, Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond are out at Xbox, and our Pre- Pokemon Presents predictions. I'm your host, Ryan Tierney, and with me, I have our sweet baby boy from across the pond, aka the man who loves a good shelving unit, Dennis Lofgren. Dennis, how you doing?
I'm all right.
And on the other side, I've got a man you may not recognize because of his poor audio and visual quality. Uh, Mr. Curley, how you doing?
Yeah. What a week. What a 2 weeks. Did you say young Sheldon? What did you say about this?
Oh,
Is she really into young Sheldon or something?
loves a good shelving unit.
I see. Oh, that's a reference to the episode I wasn't on.
It is. It is.
Which thanks for filling in without me. Well, I'm. Oh, dude, it's a day. It's a week. I'm happy to be here with you guys to talk about some terrible things. Let's go.
And maybe some not so terrible things. Who knows? Maybe we'll spice it up. We're coming to you live on Wednesday, February 25th, but not for long. And it's actually also February 26th for our boy Dennis. So, if you like what we do, you can catch us live every Wednesday, roughly 10 to 10:30. Although that is not the case tonight. And if you're a responsible adult who doesn't stay up this late, you can catch the VOD on YouTube or listen to the podcast.
We're getting
on
rated.
On a wide variety of podcast services such as Amazon, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts.
Hello, Raiders.
Yo, hello, what's up? Raiders. Welcome.
Mega Wednesday. So, some backstory for people of the podcast listeners that don't know who I am. I play drums in a band called Flying Raccoon Suit, and y'all need to check out Mega Wednesday's channel because they're some incredible people. Love them. We played on their channel. We played shows with them. They were at Fest last year. They rip. Yeah, love you guys. Thank you for the raid. Hello, everybody.
Yeah, thank you, Raiders. Welcome.
Hope you're here for some lovely video game news that makes us all happy.
Yeah,
the happiest of news.
Let's jump right into the first topic.
Yeah, we're gonna start with we were gonna talk. We had full plans to talk about the amazing state of play that occurred last week. Unfortunately, Sony kind of tripped over their own feet and decided to make a terrible decision in shutting down Bluepoint Studios. So we're gonna talk about that instead. This is like just the worst news you could expect.
It could have been the ultimate glaze fest, as Dennis said before we started the live stream.
Yeah.
It's like I was all over that Sony pony from that state of play. What a good state of play. And like, bro, hide that baloney pony inside of me. That's what I'm saying.
Why did you say that though?
But instead, here we are. Because last time I was on the show, we were doing some predictions, and I'm like, it's finally time. We're gonna get the Bluepoint announcement. What have they been working on aside from the God of War game that got canceled? And it turns out they weren't. They just weren't working on it.
So what you're saying is this is all your fault.
This might be my fault.
You said we're gonna get that Bluepoint announcement, and we got that Bluepoint announcement.
You're welcome, everybody. I killed the Colossus.
Oh no,
dude. I mean, what else is there to say besides what the fuck are y'all doing? What are y'all doing?
Exactly.
What are you doing? You bought this studio and did nothing with them and didn't give them a shot, like a fair shot.
5 years.
For 5 years, and you put them on a fucking live service game.
So the one thing about the live service game is a lot of people are saying that Sony put them on the live service game, and while there is some truth to that, more kind of like from like a culture perspective, but it was Bluepoint that pitched the game. But they would have
because they were pressured to pitch a game that was going to be multiplayer.
Not necessarily pressured, like when you have it, like at the time, and kind of still. Sony had we want to do live service games, and every live service, and so that means that studios that work for them are kind of not maybe directly encouraged, but it's more of like an incentive situation where if you want a project that will be greenlit, it will probably be more likely for it to be greenlit if it's a project that aligns with their current strategy. And
That makes
that's
sense.
probably why they pitched a live service God of War game, and specifically God of War because they were a support studio on Ragnarok.
Right.
Which and take all this with a grain of salt. I've been just following a couple like random like blue sky threads. There's been like a dude that like supposedly talked to some people from Bluepoint on the Fallout, and obviously stayed anonymous, but basically kind of informed that like supposedly they did pitch this God of War game. However, there was, exactly like you said, there was like a incentive to be like, hey, if we like pitch a multiplayer game, it's probably going to get greenlit. But beyond that, more than like 70% of the studio was unaware that it was going to be a live service game up until, you know, it was, and then 70% of them was against it, and that's where this whole turmoil, that's why supposedly why they didn't reach their milestones and ended up getting canceled in the first place.
Which
Again,
makes
all with
sense.
a grain of
I
salt.
mean,
yeah, but
why would you start working at a place like Bluepoint if your core passion wasn't remasters and remakes of all the games?
Exactly. So I mean, not just on Sony's feet. Maybe it's the upper management at Bluepoint. I don't really know. I don't know any of these folks individually or anything like that, but it seemed like there was a lot of studio turmoil during that time. And once that God of War game got canceled, they had the chance to pitch a bunch of games. Supposedly, Bloodborne was pitched, and there were discussions had, and the politics got in the way, but it was looking like it was going to happen until the announcement of like, hey, your canned happened. And it's like, well, great. We couldn't iron that shit out. We couldn't figure out something.
Yeah,
like it's such fucking bullshit, man.
There are so many. Even if Bloodborne couldn't happen, which there are possibly understandable reasons why it couldn't happen, there are still so many slam dunk projects they could have done.
Absolutely.
Like they could have, first of all, they could have ported Demon Souls to PC.
Mm-hmm.
They could have ported Shadow of the Colossus to PC. They could have ported the Nathan Drake collection, which they made, to PC as well. Like there are a lot of those kind of really easy projects, so to speak, that they could have done while they figure out what their next like big project is. Like there's so many like very simple layups here that I don't really understand how they didn't happen.
Yeah, again, and some of the reports were exactly what you said. There was pitches to make like, well, let's update Demon Souls to PC. Let's get that even further updated. They're like, well, that didn't even sell enough copies to justify it hardly, even though it was critically received well. And Jack and Daxter was supposedly thrown out there as well. Again, this is getting crazy of like what's real, what's not. But like, dude, a Jack and Daxter remake would have been fucking sick. Like, there was so many other ways you could go about it. Like, I can totally get that, like, this studio pitched a game they shouldn't have. It didn't work out because it was never gonna. This is not the right team to do a live service God of War game. Even though technically, in my heart of hearts, I do think there could have been something cool there. Like a multiplayer God of War game doesn't sound bad at first. It's not the God of War game that I want. It's not what I want Bluepoint games to be doing. But like, I can see why there's potential there.
Also, there already is a multiplayer God of War game.
What, with like Ascension or whatever?
Yeah, there was a multiplayer mode in Ascension.
It's pretty good, actually. It was fun.
I never tried it.
I barely played it, but from what I played, I was like, I can see it. I can see it. But yeah, and then I lost my train of thought. But yeah, like essentially, we get to a point where this falls apart, and it's like, hey, pitch us some stuff, and everything was just getting shot down. It's almost like the decision was already there. It just seems like that to me, where it's just like, we invested in this. They've given us nothing in this many years. We're not going to spend another 4 or 5 years before we see a potential return. And it's just
giving us nothing in so many years. And I know that's not the point you're making, but like you had
them
as a support studio. Like, but in that time, after Demon Souls was released, there was a report that came from the head of the studio that they were working. The next project they were working on was going to be an original IP, and then the reports came out. Well, they were actually a support studio on Ragnarok. So it's not like they've just been twiddling their thumbs over there, not putting anything out. Like you put them as a support studio on Ragnarok, And then
Yeah.
whether it was pitched by them or not, they were working on a live service game that aligned with your ideals at the time. You decided to move away from this particular project and can them for it. Like there's y'all's point, tons of pitches. Why do we need pitches? You greenlit a God of War remake trilogy. Why is that not just being done by Bluepoint?
Yeah, why isn't Bluepoint the head of that?
That doesn't make any sense to me. Like, or it doesn't make any sense. Period. Like, why? I guess it depends on how deep they're going into this remake, and we can touch on that in a little bit if y'all want. But like, if this is just remakes of the originals, like 1, 2, and 3, that's Bluepoint's bag. Like, if it's a reimagining,
I do think. Like, I don't think they're gonna do like a really heavy reimagining, but I do think it's gonna be reimagined to some extent, which is why I think actually Santa Monica is making it.
Yeah.
Did you guys see Christopher Judge's like slip ups at the convention?
Yeah.
No,
like just like a news drop. I don't have the exact report up, but basically he was talking to a fan, didn't know he was being recorded, supposedly, and they were just excited talking to him about it. And essentially he kind of dropped hints at like, no, I'm not in the remakes. They're retooling the combat system, and you're gonna see what we're working on supposedly late summer this year. So I don't know if that's means wild. Like the next God of War game he's in, or if he's working on a different project for Santa Monica, or if he's just saying something on Santa Monica's behalf.
I think that was more in relation to what Cory Barlog is working on, is because there's rumors that he's working on the new title, Cory Barlog's new title, and that's what he was referring to for the summer,
right?
Not the remake, because the original voice actor, his name escapes me, for Kratos.
TC, but Carlson
mentioned that these projects are. Yeah. Right, are way far out. Like, don't expect news on them for a while.
Yeah, no, I mean, he totally denied that. Well, he confirmed that he's not going to be in the remake. It's just he wasn't really clear what he meant by the announcement of whatever he's doing. It's like it's unclear if that's Barlog's thing or if there's a different God of War thing that he's going to be in. I don't know. It's weird. Which begs the question too. Like, what the hell's Barlog working on? I expected like a new IP, but I don't know. Interesting.
There's another report there too where it's like I don't know if it's a direct quote from Barlog, but it started circulating this week where he said, or someone said that it's not a new IP, but it's an old IP reimagined in a way that will make you feel like it's a new IP.
I think that was Schreier that came out and said that.
Was that Schreier? Okay.
Yeah.
Which begs the question: is this the Atreus-led God of War stuff? Like, are they?
Oh yeah, that would be interesting.
Because I hate that we're speculating this, because this should be a Bluepoint centered topic, but it is news.
It's all wrapped up because again, Bluepoint should be making this fucking remake unless it was like again, like what is going on with the studios pitching things and here or there. I don't know the inner workings of these studios, but like it seems like Bluepoint was struggling to just even get working on a game, which is crazy to me. That seems crazy, insane. But like, is Santa Monica, or again going back to like Naughty Dog, were they in pressured or incentivized or whatever you call it to be like, okay, we'll remake Last of Us? Why is that being done in these core main tenant teams versus being outsourced to a Bluepoint or another studio? Like, why is Naughty Dog remaking The Last of Us Part 1 instead of the next game? Why is
the reporting
Santa
around
Monica doing God of War?
The reporting
1, 2,
around the Part 1 was that it started in their like technical team called unfortunately called the ICE team.
Oh no.
I think they're called ICE.
Yo, they gotta can that one.
Yeah.
They gotta get rid of that.
I think it's based in their San Diego studio. And I believe the project was started there. And then when Naughty Dog heard of it happening, they took it over because they wanted to do it themselves.
Interesting. Okay.
And I think that's like a little bit of a
that's control. Our baby, don't touch it.
Yeah,
baby.
Exactly.
Yeah. And maybe that's the same thing with the God of War remakes. Maybe that's like they don't want Bluepoint remaking those games. They have a vision for it and want to do it a specific way. which I mean, more power to them, I guess. But at the same
And
time,
it's also, these studios are, if I remember correctly, encouraged to do multiple projects and be
Yeah.
more efficient, similar to Insomniac have been able to do.
oh yeah, for
Um,
sure.
So yeah, I
I-
man,
I think
why?
that you mentioned, Curly, like the idea that that Bloodborne was pitched, great assaults everywhere, but like
Yeah,
whatever side of the coin we're on, whether it was pitched, whether it was not pitched, why do you not like look at the slam dunk that is the 20 million
Right.
copy seller that is a Bloodborne remake, and not just be like, yeah,
dude,
instead of canning this unbelievably talented studio, we're just gonna give you the game that everybody's clamoring for, work your magic and be done. Like that.
it literally has to be something between FromSoft and PlayStation just not getting along. Like
Yeah.
They
that's
don't need
the
it.
only
Burn
explanation.
the bridge.
But
Like, you're not getting
They-
anything from them anyway.
I don't know if you
I don't think they legally have the right
Yeah.
to the rights to do, because I think there's a situation where, like, FromSoft did Demon's Souls for Sony, and
Mhm.
the deal was such that Sony owned Demon's Souls outright. So when Sony came back and like, hey, we didn't realize we fucked up and let you guys go and make Dark Souls, so we want to come back and do a game with you guys. And they pitched Bloodborne and they said, but we own it.
But also, isn't Sony like a majority stakeholder in FromSoft's parent company now?
Yeah, it gets weird, man.
That's a whole other thing.
But like, is it more politics of like, hey, y'all are not gonna do anything with Bloodborne? I am Miyazaki. Am I saying that? And his PlayStation be like, okay, but we can make like 20 mil sales, and him be like, well, I am making Elden Ring 2, so let's see if that ends up on the platform. You know what I mean? Like, that team has so much leverage that if they say so, you can't fuck them over. Like, they're like one of the biggest.
But
like,
that screws FromSoft to say, hey, the console that everybody plays games on, the undisputed king of like PS5 is well and above everybody else right now in terms of like where people are playing those games. FromSoft would be stupid to say, hey, you make a Bloodborne remake, we're not giving you Elden Ring 2. That would just be dumb.
Yeah, I don't think that's on the table.
I'm mostly being hyperbolic, but like that's what you run into whenever like two parties aren't agreeing on something, and eventually you just agree to disagree and be like, fine, we're not going to touch it, whatever.
But
I walk away.
The more time goes by, and I believe Miyazaki has also said that he would like to see a Bloodborne re-release of some kind. I think it goes, and I talked about this before, I think it entirely goes back to the idea that Sony doesn't want to spend any money on IPs that they don't feel have the strength or longevity to be a big thing.
But it could be,
and that's why, like, that's why
the ones that do.
Exactly, like, and I don't think this strategy makes any sense to any degree, because like you need projects of all scopes and everything to fill your platform, like. And if everything is supposed to be this big thing, and then you cancel so many of these big things, what happens? You have made essentially no fucking games this whole generation. Like, it's wild how many projects have been canned. And
like, to your point, Dennis, the idea that Sony looks at Bloodborne and is like, and that's not an IP that we can work with. That's not an IP that we can do anything grander with. Is blasphemous. Like, it's.
And I think like, that is not. I don't think that has anything to do with the potential of the IP, and that has more with the fact that they don't own it.
Yeah.
It's like, could they even do a Bloodborne 2? Who the fuck knows? In
do a spiritual
like, the
successor.
Public,
And I also think that,
I mean, you run into like you're doing a spiritual successor from another studio without that team is like, what are we even doing at this point? Like,
but here's the thing. It's also like, it's a Sony and Marvel situation where what do we do with the rights to Spider-Man? How do we get Spider-Man in the MCU? You do whatever you gotta do.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
You're sitting on a game that will sell 20 million copies.
Bro, I'll buy 3 of them if you put it out right now.
Just do it. Figure out how to get it done. Like,
yeah, that's the thing. Like Sony, I don't think Sony thinks that way right now,
Yeah.
and it's fucking stupid. Like they're like, yeah, but why isn't it a Horizon game? And it's like, but we like Horizon, but like everything doesn't have to be Horizon, you know?
Yeah.
Everything doesn't have to be God of War. Everything doesn't have to be The Last of Us. I mean, I wonder if in this current state of Sony, if Naughty Dog would have even been allowed to make Intergalactic.
Which is crazy to say.
That's wild. Yeah, that's a good.
They're
point.
like,
they
you gotta make Uncharted, bro. You gotta.
They are on a different level, though. To be fair, like they could probably just be like, I don't know, Intergalactic will be a massive IP. What are you talking about? They're like, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah,
Please go ahead.
Naughty Dog's got a
At the same
pedigree
time, they
that none
can't
of these
do
other studios
multiplayer
do.
game.
Like, I think that's a let's not ruin the like. It's because of Naughty Dog's pedigree that they canceled the multiplayer game. Like, we don't want to take a chance that our shining star takes a hit pedigree wise, because this is Naughty Dog is the gold standard for game for dev studios. Like, and I guess Intergalactic,
like the
Intergalactic is going to be a big, like, are they still kind of thing, because
that's where I'm at with it. Like, they were, but like, dude, they haven't released a game in 5 years, and we have no idea when Intergalactic's coming out. It's
and Last of Us 2, while we all three of us think it's a masterpiece, it rubbed a lot of people the wrong way.
Yeah, it was divisive.
It was a controversial game.
I mean, most people that don't like it are wrong.
Sure.
I mean, all people that don't like it are wrong. Let's just be clear here.
No, I mean, it has legitimate criticisms, but I don't hear those very much.
I mean, I've got legitimate criticisms of it. It's too long, too many combat scenarios, but like, you disagree with that, then that's fine. You're wrong too.
But yeah, no, I don't think Intergalactic is set up to change the opinions of any of those people.
No. The people who had the opinions of it are the Abby haters, and based off of the direction they're going with Intergalactic, they're gonna piss that exact same fan base off again.
She's not play as a woman.
She's not hot enough. She doesn't have hair.
God.
She's black.
So back onto the turmoil that is the current state of Sony. Is this the last domino to fall?
No.
Like, what happens with Bend? What happens with Media Molecule?
Dude, I'm terrified for Media Molecule.
No, I mean,
they're on numbered
What
days.
the hell is going on with Media Molecule? Like, they haven't released anything since Dreams, and
Dreams wasn't a hit.
Yeah, and basically everyone in their core leadership is left.
And I mean, it's not like they have the Sackboy IP to fall back on. That's been kicked to another studio, right?
Even then, I don't think
twice.
they want to. I don't think they want to do anything with Little Big Planet, because they feel that Astrobot has taken that place.
That's fair.
I would love a new Little Big Planet entry. To be clear, I think it now is a good time to do it, but I don't see that happening. And honestly, I think Media Molecule's next. Like, I would not be surprised if,
but like
2 months from now we get that announcement, and they're just waiting to let the ice clear. They're waiting for Wolverine to get close by, and they're like, by the way, Media Molecule's done. And it's going to piss me off, because I fucking
by the way,
it.
they're dead. They're gone. We killed them.
To me,
Wolverine, though.
The optimist in me is saying, if that was the case, if the writing's on the wall, if Media Molecule's on the way out, you would do that before Bluepoint. But to me, Bluepoint's out because we're not going to greenlight them for another project and let them start another 4 or 5 year dev cycle. Media Molecule likely has something in the chamber, and maybe you see that, and this is their last. Like,
they definitely have something in the chamber.
Yeah.
Whatever they have in the chamber is interesting enough for Sony to keep them alive.
That seems to be the case, and I don't know if that's the same case for Ben. Ben seems more in the Bluepoint category to me.
Yeah.
Than,
The last
I
thing we
also-
heard was they were remaking Uncharted 1 or something. Like, what the fuck?
I do think one theory that I have as to why Media Molecule is alive still is that I think current Sony understand how much they fucked up with Dreams. Like,
yeah.
not Media Molecule, because they now Sony looks at Roblox and realizes, fuck, we could have had Roblox. And we fucked it up because we didn't let them put it on other platforms. And we didn't let them like
Man,
put
Dreams
it
had
on
so
like
much
PC
potential.
and mobile and all
It's-
this stuff.
It still does. It's like it's not too late.
You're not wrong. Like literally, if they like Among Us fucking Dreams and like actually marketed it right and did the right like beats, it could be that. Like it could be a Roblox because like the tools are incredible.
The
Like,
Dreams
it's-
community is still crazy. Like the people
Yeah.
who play Dreams, like
The-
or use Dreams, it's still wild.
one-
the stuff that's
The
coming.
one
to it.
caveat is it is way more like advanced and like
yeah, the
each
barrier
to
for
learn.
entry.
Like there's a certain like you're basically learning a new game engine to make
Well,
games.
you're
of
doing that
Dreams.
with Roblox too. I have used Roblox Studio.
That's
so
true. Yeah, I mean you're not
it's
wrong. So
basically
yeah,
a game engine.
so I mean, dude, like you're 100% correct because the potential for Dreams could have been fucking unbelievably high, and I had such high expectations, and I loved my time of Dreams. I love the Media Molecule game Arch Dreams so much. Like that was one of my games of the year, just playing their game they made in Dreams, and like, man, I would love to see that come back.
I do
Uh,
think it is a little bit too late for Dreams because I think the metaverse market, so to speak, is not really expanding anymore. But I mean, all they needed to do was like 3 years ago or so, they would have just had to release Dreams on mobile and PC and allow for an in-game market of real money, because that is why Roblox is successful. Because you can buy Robux and you can spend it in the games, and the people who make those games actually make money from that.
Yeah,
And that is the entire reason why Roblox is successful.
and then we wouldn't have to look at these stupid knockoff Lego looking motherfuckers.
Yeah, dude,
God
I
damn
fucking
it.
hate
They
them
look
so
bad.
much.
The art style is so trash.
It's
Dreams is
so
beautiful.
bad.
God damn
And dude, remember, I had to work on this shit for a year. Like, I worked on Roblox games. It was just garbage. Man, like,
Do we,
imagine if we could have worked on Dreams games, dude. Like,
Yeah.
that would have been
Yeah.
so sick.
Do we think Bend is long for this world? Like what's the future look like for them? Like
I don't think it's bright there either. Like, the
Yeah.
fact that the
Now-
only game they've released since Days Gone is another version of Days Gone. It's, not
but
great.
interestingly enough, you talk about Sony looking at IP like they have marketability or
Yeah,
a
and
broader
that's
scope,
for
and they're
some
making
reason.
a movie, right?
That's for some reason an IP that they're making a movie for, and they fired what's his name, John Garvin, because
Yeah.
he wanted to make a sequel.
They've outright said we're not making the sequel. They fired the
making
guy
it
that
sense.
wanted to do it.
Yeah,
What are y'all doing, Sony? Please.
it's
God damn
almost
it.
like
Yeah.
it's almost like maybe Days Gone was good, and they should have just made a sequel immediately.
I mean, that's what games do. Like people will say Uncharted 1 isn't the greatest. I think it's a fucking masterpiece personally, but like
Two
they
is
let
better.
them develop and iterate again, and then we eventually get Uncharted 4 and Lost Legacy, and they're fucking goated games of all time because you let that studio build on that platform and iterate. Like
Yeah.
Days Gone could have been there now. Like what the fuck?
Yeah,
man?
we would have had Days Gone 2
oh yeah.
years ago at this point.
Yeah.
Like, probably like a couple of years ago now.
It's wild.
And instead, we got all this fucking multiplayer live server shit canceled. A studio closed. We got what did we get? The fucking I keep wanting to say Uncharted. The fucking Horizon multiplayer game coming out. That's the one that made it, man. Of
And they're
all
doing-
things, that's the one that made it.
And they're doing a Days Gone movie with a different actor than the guy who is in the game with his own likeness.
What are we doing?
Why don't you just cast Sam Witwer? Is he not
Dude.
star power enough, I guess?
That reminds me of there was a bunch of rumors going around of like a potential like Cal Kestis casting, and God, I can't remember the actor that
Cameron
he was
Monaghan.
like.
Cameron
Yeah.
Monaghan.
Well, somebody else. There's another actor that's like, man, I would love to play this guy, and everybody's just like, shut the fuck up! Like they've got the guy, please.
They have
Like,
the
just
guy.
like, what are you doing? It's like
Yeah,
he's
and,
trying
like,
to
that-
will it into existence.
And that's like a specific situation where now when Star Wars is doing a lot of different like cross media kind of projects, they're specifically casting all of their actors to, even in like the animated shows, they're casting actors that could still play them in live action.
Which is smart. I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it is smart.
Anyway, what a fucking bummer. I don't know. I'm sad about it. It
Yeah.
sucks because like I love PlayStation. I love that platform. But like Dennis, you kind of mentioned earlier, like the games this generation, they're just like they've been great, like the ones that have come out, but like it's been so few far in between compared to like the PS3 and the PS4. And it's just like, man, what is the next console generation even going to look like whenever my favorite studio can only put out one game, if that, on an entire console generation? It's like,
Yeah, they gotta figure that out. The big takeaway, like maybe not the big takeaway, but another takeaway from this is like the tone deaf delivery of studio closures, and we've seen this with Xbox and with Bluepoint, where Phil Spencer and now Herman Hulst sit in front of you and tell you about all the successes that they're having with their company in the same message that they're closing a studio with. Like, there's gotta be PR people that look at this and tell you, nah, that's not a good idea. Don't do that. Like,
they also can't just sit there and say like, Bluepoint fucking sucked. That's why we closed them.
Well, I'm not saying that. I'm like, obviously give Bluepoint their accolades. Tell us that they're amazing, and say the thing about how, we're going to relocate, devs where applicable to other studios or other projects within within Sony. But like, don't tell us about all the successes that Sony has had and your projection going forward. Like, we don't want to hear that.
In Bloomberg's article, where they have a statement from a Sony spokesperson, it says Bluepoint Games is an incredibly talented team, and their technical expertise has delivered exceptional experiences for the PlayStation community. We thank them for their passion, creativity, and craftsmanship. And it's just like, then why did you close them if they're so great? And then
doesn't make sense.
And then you have like, founded in 2006, the Austin-based studio was known for developing high-end remakes of older games such as Uncharted and Shadow of the Colossus for modern platforms. Sony acquired Bluepoint in 2021, shortly after the successful release of Demon's Souls on PlayStation 5. It's like, where in here is there anything bad?
Yeah, like,
and also just the fact that
support studio for one of the best games that you put out on this fucking generation, God of War Ragnarok.
And also like what I think is so unfortunate is that Bluepoint managed to be independent since 2006, and instead of just spinning them back out again to allow themselves to remain independent for more time, they just can't.
It had to have been like Bluepoint was like grasping at straws, wanting to be bought by Sony. Like that, there had to have been like please just buy us, and then like of course they would never see this be in the trajectory. But like, dude, it's such a heartbreaking story for such a good studio. It sucks,
so do we think that they will, in some way, reform themselves as a new studio?
I mean,
considering they have in the past been an independent studio, I definitely see something happening.
Maybe, but I'm very careful with those words of we're going to reallocate jobs where we can.
Yeah,
and like the idea that you don't spit them back out makes me think that the heads of Bluepoint probably got other jobs at Sony.
Did they say that they are relocating the people?
It was part, well, where applicable. They didn't give any specifics. They said we
Yeah.
will try to find jobs for people within our other studios where applicable. And I believe most of those statements, like the one you read, is from Herman, like directly,
Yeah.
correct?
I don't know
It
how
just
many
says the
people.
spokesperson said.
I don't know how many people work there, but I think it said
70.
70.
Yeah,
Well,
roughly 70
that
people.
they said 70 people are laid off, but like
Mm.
how many people were there that weren't? Was it 100?
No, I mean they were
So-
they were roughly 70 people at the studio.
So there you go. It's like they were all canned.
Yeah, but yeah, I do
Crazy.
think it's likely that they will reform in some new way. Probably not the whole team.
Yeah,
But-
it's one of
but yeah.
those like weird things where it's like you think back to Tango Gameworks releasing Hi-Fi Rush, which is a huge hit, and they got closed. It's like, what the fuck? They just put out a hit and you closed them. It's like, of course, like somebody would want to buy them or go independent, but like when you have a studio that's like primarily based on like remakes and things like that, it's like everybody's already churning those wheels. Like I'm thinking like
Everyone's
Would it-
making
would it-
remakes right now.
would a Japanese company want to buy them, like a Capcom or Konami? Probably not. I don't know
So
the
do you
logistics.
know
of
what
that.
I think should happen here? It would never happen though.
Hmm.
So report like from what I've heard, FromSoft does not like the remake of Demon Souls.
Interesting.
But what they should be doing is hiring a bunch of people from Bluepoint,
Yeah.
making an Austin-based branch of FromSoft, and let them handle their fucking garbage ass engine.
Yeah. Preach. Yes, sir. That's it.
No,
That's the move.
no. FromSoft games are not FromSoft games without the jank.
No, you know, people said that about Bethesda games, and then The Witcher came out, and people stopped saying that.
Well, we don't have the Witcher of Soulsborne games.
Yeah,
yet,
we
so-
do. It's called Demon Souls Remake. It's just straight up actually a FromSoft game that runs on a competently made game engine that doesn't stutter.
I look, I would argue that Demon Souls Remake is not the Witcher of the of the Soulsborne genre. It's a remake. It's not a.
It's a remake of like the original idea of it too. Let's move on because like,
yeah,
dude,
we gotta keep
this fucking
'cause we have-
sucks. And, like
We got more
so
bad
much.
news.
Yeah.
depending on who you ask, because
Coming up.
depending on who we
Fuck.
ask, because Dennis, you might be all for this. I'm not sure.
I don't know how to feel
Xbox
about this.
has parted ways with Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond. Was reported, what, a day after the Bluepoint closure.
They're like, quick, Sony's taking a hit. We got to do it now. We
gotta
got
do
to
it
do
right
it
now.
right fucking now. Like,
And
oh my god.
so they're replacing Spencer and Sarah Bond with Asha Sharam, which previously of their, like, I guess a president of their AI or their core AI.
She was some form of executive at Microsoft AI.
Yeah, president of Microsoft's core AI product. Yeah.
And
okay.
correct me if I'm wrong, but they're not replacing Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond with this person. They're replacing Phil Spencer with that person. Sarah Bond resigned.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
And it seems like Matt Booty is taking her role.
yeah.
right.
So like, she's not retiring like Phil Spencer is supposedly.
Yeah.
She is resigning. Like that. Something fucking happened here.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, I think it's pretty clear what happened. Phil Spencer wanted to quit because he's basically just a puppet for Satya Nadella to spout a bunch of shit that doesn't make any sense. And the clearly Sarah Bond was supposed to take the role because she has the role that Phil Spencer had previously. Like the line of succession was clear. And they instead went with a person from their AI division, which is the most predictable Microsoft move of all time. Now, I actually don't think this person is bad.
Yeah, she
Asha.
doesn't seem inadequate.
She
but
seems
that as a headline is already
Yeah,
just
it's
so
wild.
I think she Sarah Bond was offered a different role at Xbox than to replace him as the CEO of Microsoft Gaming, which is a role. So she left. And then Matt Booty, because Matt Booty is Matt Booty and keeps making bad games at Microsoft, he's like, yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, why not?
It's a great name though.
Yeah. So, like, what do we think about this? I mean, this is all around bad, right?
I'm
Like,
kind of with Dennis where like I don't know how to feel about this. It doesn't feel great. It honestly it makes me question like is Xbox like accepting the fate? Are they straight up like are they done? All right, I legitimately don't know where they're going from this point. Like
based on the information that we have, this is me filling in the blanks of what I think happened. Back when Game Pass clearly failed and Microsoft started to take over Xbox and start making the decisions to do everything multi-platform and all that, Phil Spencer, who I actually think is a pretty cool guy generally,
yeah,
he was like, nah, that doesn't make any sense.
He's cool.
Like all of my criticisms with Phil Spencer has been that he's inconsistent, but I think this is starting to clarify the whole thing. I think he was like, no, this is bad. And this goes against everything we've been talking about for years and everything we talked about during the acquisitions of Bethesda and Activision. But during the Activision acquisition, which was a bad move by Phil, because that allowed Microsoft to essentially take control of Xbox, because now Xbox had made the biggest investment that Microsoft has ever made to that point. But yeah, so that meant that Phil didn't agree with leadership. But he had some form of thing in his contract that didn't allow him to leave for a certain amount of time. So he had to be this figurehead and just keep spouting the lies until he could leave. And now he is finally able to leave. I think this is what happened.
It just seems so like sudden and random. Like I agree that like I do think this was like definitely like hey guys, I'm done, this sucks, I'm gonna quit. But it also just seems like something more dramatic even happened. Like I don't know if maybe that's just me like looking for that drama or what, but like again, this just being a random weekday and it being at the end of the week, it's almost like some shit went down in a fucking board meeting that just like couldn't be recovered or withdrawn. And I'm just like, man, maybe the worst fucking happened. I don't know. But
yeah,
like
no, I think that board meeting happened like
like
3 years ago.
I mean, you're probably right. And like he's just like, bro, I'll follow the contract, whatever, and I'm gonna leave on that fucking Friday afternoon and clock out, and I'm announcing my retirement. Yeah, exactly. It probably is, but like, dude, it all sucks. Like, right? Like, I mean, like you said, Phil Spencer's kind of a cool guy, and like is the face of Microsoft, and now we're replacing it with somebody who is the previous like core AI, which is already a trigger word in gaming already. So like, you're not gonna win anybody over. Being that you have a mountain to climb to gain people's respect, trust, all that, and to become the quote unquote next Phil Spencer. I don't think you can do that. So then Microsoft loses Phil Spencer. It becomes a soulless brand that is barely just clinging on to life already. It's just like, why aren't we just cutting the bullshit and just making Xbox a publisher anyway? Like,
I feel like that's the direction we're looking at. Like, I feel
like why not?
We're absolutely
like,
going to see that within the next decade.
At this point, you've got some amazing studios
within the next 5 years. Like, what is happening is that they are OEMing the Xbox brand. I mean, we've already seen it. They allowed Asus to make an Xbox. They're now calling everything an Xbox, and The Verge released a great article where the title was billions of dollars later and people still don't know what an Xbox is.
Fuck. But yeah, I mean, like it bums me out because like I recently bought into the Xbox ecosystem. Like I am like on my Xbox probably as much as my PlayStation these days, just because of the convenience of a Game Pass. Even though the recent price hike priced me out of it, but like still, like I'm in that ecosystem now more than I was even on the 360 days and stuff. So it's a bummer for me to see that go away. But at the same time, like, dude, I still love Sega games. So like, this sucks, but like at the same time, like I'm a Sega fan. Like if you go third party or publisher or whatever, is that the end of the world? Not necessarily, especially if this quote unquote like soulless company is barely clinging on to life. Just let it be a publisher, just like every other publisher. Like let them be a Capcom or a Ubisoft or whatever, and let them have some of the best games. I mean, they've got some good studios, Bethesda, fucking you got Doom, your Elder Scrolls, and all that shit. Like I don't think Xbox dies, but I mean, as far as like being one of the big three, I think that's done. Like this is the nail in the coffin that we've already had for years.
There's no big three anymore. That's for sure. I think that's been the case for a while. I don't think it's going.
I mean, the big three is PC, Nintendo, and maybe Sony. Who knows if that's even the thing anymore? Like,
we're going to see the gaming market transform into what was previously Nintendo in its own corner, and then PlayStation versus Xbox. It's going to change to Nintendo versus PlayStation and Valve versus Microsoft.
Yeah.
That is going to be the future, I think.
I still think Nintendo and PlayStation occupied pretty separate spaces. I don't know if they're
those spaces are now closer than they are to the PC space, which is where Valve and Microsoft are going to be competing.
It's like, I mean, like you mentioned today, like you're getting Resident Evil on your Switch versus PlayStation. It's like, dude, the Resident Evil game is running great on the Switch too. Like we've reached a point in technology where it's just like, I mean, it runs great on the Switch and it's portable. The next PlayStation console, if it's portable, it's probably not going to be that much more powerful. It's just like a race of are we going portable or are we going PC? And then PC has the Stream Deck anyway, or Steam Deck.
I think you're stuck in the world that we're in right now, because the rumors are for Microsoft's next Xbox, it's gonna be expensive because it's gonna be priced like a PC, like the Steam machine is gonna be, and that is the market that they're gonna compete in, which is in a completely different price bracket than the Switch 2 and the PS5.
I'm totally on board with you on Xbox versus PC. I think that's a slam dunk. Like that is who they're going to be competing with each other. I just don't think Nintendo at any point in the next decade, 2 decades, you have whatever time frame you want to put on it, is going to look at PlayStation and be like, oh yeah, that like there's not going to be a Nintendo versus PlayStation atmosphere out there the way there was PlayStation and Xbox. If Nintendo looks at anybody as a rival, and I've said this before on the show, it's Disney, because that's the next level of recognizability. And I think that's the only thing that Nintendo would look at and say, that's who we competed with for people's like the mind share.
I think that's a similar argument to like when Fortnite, when like Epic says that Fortnite's competition is TikTok, and it's like, I mean, sure, if we're all just measuring time, then yeah, sure.
Not just in time though, but like just recognizability.
It's a similar brand thing. But like, I think what is happening right now is that imagine PlayStation, but like being the Terminator, and they fucking terminated Xbox, and now they're fucking turning to Nintendo. That is what is happening in the near future. And that is going to create that market where they are actually more directly competing.
Do you think PlayStation's moving to that, to champion that family-friendly market space?
No. That doesn't matter. Like, what matters is if it's a platform that people are playing on.
I mean,
like devil's advocate here, don't you think PlayStation, instead of pivoting to Nintendo, is already like considered Xbox dead, and that they're going to be the next one going up toe to toe to PC? Like,
I don't think so. I don't see that
I
by any
could see
stretch.
I could see a world where they are going to see the PC space as more of their direct competitor. But in that world, they win with a landslide because the PCs are never gonna be able to be priced in a similar bracket
that's what I
as the
mean, though. It's
PS5, and
like
that's
I
why
feel like
their real
Nintendo
competition is
is
Nintendo.
still such on its island of its own that like it doesn't matter how any
I
of
think
this
that's the
shakes out.
case for both
If
of them. I think
PlayStation, Xbox, PC, if they all fight together and everyone dies, Nintendo's still doing its own fucking thing, saying like,
Yeah,
"Y'all have
yeah, but
fun. Don't give a fuck."
it's all relative. Like Nintendo PlayStation and Xbox weren't on the same island, but their islands were very close to each other. But when one of those islands go away, Nintendo's island, which is further away but still closer than the PC island, now they are relatively close to each other in comparison. And that is what I'm saying
Yeah.
is happening.
I think, and maybe they are this stupid, but PlayStation turning its head towards Nintendo and be like, "Hey, you're next," would be the dumbest thing I've ever heard in
No,
my
I don't
entire
think
life.
they're gonna do.
But,
I don't think they're gonna specifically try to kill
Just-
Nintendo like they're specifically trying to kill Xbox recently.
Yeah,
But I think they are going to look at them more directly as their competition.
maybe I still think they likely both occupy their own space. I don't know who PlayStation looks at as a competitor, but I don't think you're ever going to see Nintendo look at PlayStation like one.
I mean that's kind of where my brain was going with like we're not gonna have a big three on Xbox, PS, or PlayStation and Nintendo. It's just gonna be PC, PlayStation, and Nintendo. I feel like PlayStation isn't stupid enough to try and say like, well, let's go after Nintendo, our direct competitor, because they're not. Like they're again, I feel like there's such a separate audience, such a separate thing that they're trying to achieve. Granted, like third party stuff shares those platforms, but so does PC now. And PlayStation's on PC. Everything's blended together in a way, but like Nintendo is still so far gone. Like they're never going to put their games on PC. It seems like it just doesn't seem like their motive. Whereas like PlayStation still dabbles in that year after year, and it's just like at some point, it's like if they kill Xbox, they are now the quote unquote premium console until potentially Valve or somebody steps in and is like, well, we actually have the premium console that's pricely comparable and power comparable. And that's whenever you get into like where I think they would instead pivot to, well, PlayStation is turn their head the other way instead of toward Nintendo. It's just like I don't see PlayStation then turning to Nintendo as like a direct competitor because again, I just don't see them on the same game.
But
like I
yeah,
just don't see
again,
that.
I think you're confusing what I'm meaning here. I'm saying they're not gonna have a competitor as direct as Xbox was.
Mm-hmm.
But like when you don't have a competitor that is as direct as Xbox was, then you have to find new competitors.
I mean, you don't think that's what the Steam machine is going to be?
Yeah, they will be competitors, but I think Nintendo will be will be the closer competitor simply because they're in the same price bracket.
Maybe.
Yeah,
that depends on PS6 as well.
But also to be fair, like PlayStation can't compete with Nintendo prices. Like
that's the thing is like if they want to be on the same wavelength as Nintendo, their next platform is going to be a hybrid handheld. And it's going to be less powered than like the Steam box. Like
there is rumors for that though, right? With the
not a hybrid
console,
not a hybrid,
but a handheld,
just like a handheld
ecosystem. But like again, that's not the same as what Nintendo is. That's more of what Valve is doing with the Steam Deck and the Steam box. Like
but yeah, again, I am not arguing anything about form factor or anything like that. I am entirely arguing around price.
I think you're spot on from a Sony standpoint, Dennis. I like I said though, I just think Nintendo's not going to give that the time of day. They don't have to. They that would be looking backwards for them. They're investing in the theme park space, the cinematic space in a way that Sony I don't think is ever going to get.
I think that changes when Sony releases a successful handheld.
Maybe.
We'll see. We'll see.
I mean, they had a successful handheld before. Well, reasonably.
It's just like Again, you're coming third on the handheld space, where it's like, well, Switch is already doing that.
Well,
Valve is already doing that. Xbox is
not-
already doing that. It's
you're
like,
not just releasing a handheld. You are telling your audience of PlayStation gamers, which is the largest audience, that, hey, you know how you can play your games portably and all the other ones, but you haven't wanted to get one of them because you have all your games on PlayStation. Well, now you can play them all on this thing.
mm-hmm.
Like, why do you think the Portals has sold so much better than they ever imagined? Because their audience wants a portable PlayStation.
Their audience does, but outside of their audience, like.
But even if they sell a portable PlayStation to half of their audience, which I think is likely, because portables is what people want right now. Like I would get one. I think all three of us would get one, and we know people who would get one as well.
My personal standpoint is like, well, I bought a PS5, probably going to buy a PS6, maybe depending on if it is a handheld or console or hybrid or whatever. But like, I would honestly take a look at that and be like, well, why would I buy that versus the whatever version of the Steam Deck's current? Because PlayStation games are going to PC now anyway.
But later. You have bought all your games on PlayStation. And they're not
giving us exclusive. I mean, my games on PlayStation, I can play on my PS5 now. Like, why do I need to play that?
Yeah, but if you were to get a Steam Deck, you have to buy those games again.
Yeah, that's the platform that's moving forward. I can play it on my Steam box. I can play it on my Steam Deck. I can play it on my PC. Like,
I think most people don't see, oh, I can play those games there. PC people like to use that argument because they are invested in PC already. So
I'm not a PC gamer, and I'm saying that. Yeah, I've never played games on my PC. I'm saying
most people see it from the perspective of, I have a PlayStation. This is where all my games are. I can't go anywhere else.
Yeah, but if the next PlayStation console is a handheld or a hybrid or whatever it is, I'm not going to shill out that money for that, because I'm going to look at it and be like, well, was like the PS5 even worth it as far as like the games coming out? They're releasing their games on PC. It's like, I'm not a PC gamer at all. I'm not in that ecosystem, but even I, as a Sony pony, would be like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to buy a handheld Sony console. They abandoned their last fucking handheld console. Why would I do that? Why would I invest in that ecosystem?
This is different. Like, this doesn't have an exclusive library. It's going to just be able to play all of your PlayStation games.
Yeah, I mean, all of my PlayStation games. Meaning what? I've got physical games I can't play on the handheld.
I think the handheld PS6 is going to be so popular that it's going to outsell the console. Like, I think when we get to the next generation,
a lot of conjecture.
I think, yeah. I mean, I said I think. I think what is going to happen is that when they reveal the PlayStation 6. Which is, by the way, rumored to be delayed by 1 or 2 years now.
Thank you.
Good.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank God. But when they reveal it, they're gonna supposedly reveal the PlayStation 6 handheld and the PlayStation 6 console. And there's also speculation that they're gonna release essentially the handheld in console form. So that would be like a Series S version of the console.
Okay.
Which would be quite cheap because it would just have all the hardware of the handheld, but not have to include like a control. Well, they would include a controller, of course, but not like a high resolution display and everything, and be small. So that could be another really cheap play. But I think what is going to happen is that people want a handheld, and the console isn't necessarily interesting enough. And they certainly won't buy both of them. So I think that they are going to get the handheld.
It's just
maybe.
It's very possible.
I'll be interested. Wouldn't like, and again, I'm like,
I'm probably going to get both. And I would not be surprised if they sell bundles.
Yeah, I mean. Sure. I would buy the console just because, again, like, that is like I love Insomniac, I love Naughty Dog. I want to play those games when they come out, and we're getting less and less of those. As far as like my handheld console, I'm completely happy with my Switch. I don't need another one, and if I wanted another one, I would get a Steam Deck right now because that is the larger library. Regardless of if I have to rebuy games or not, I know Sony games are going to come to that eventually, and I get everything else. So it's just like I don't know. I don't see the point at this point. You're too late to the game. Like at this point, like I have other options now that are better than what you're probably going to offer later because of, I mean, you don't have the exclusive library you once had. So like, I don't know. The Steam Deck OLED's badass right now, and it's going to be badass in 4 years. Like, I'm not going to chill out another $500 to pay for a Sony handheld that is locked to their console instead of all the PC games as well, all the indie games I want and beyond. Like, I don't know. It's like at this point, I feel like they're too late to that game. That's just kind of my trajectory on it. Like, I feel like if they got into that now, again, it's funny because they did PSP and Vita, but like they're so far behind on the handheld market that like if they join it now, they're too late.
I don't think it works that way. I think you just basically come out and say PlayStation but handheld, and people are like, oh yeah, I want that. They don't care about the fact that the Vita existed like a decade ago.
Yeah, I mean that's why Sega died.
Actually,
that's why Sega died, is because they released the fucking Saturn, and people were like, "Well, we bought that. Why are we going to buy the Dreamcast? You fucking burnt us."
Yeah, but that's a console and another console. Like this is like people don't think that far back, and especially like the Vita is pre PS4. PS4
people
was
are smarter than you're giving them credit for.
No,
like, especially with this much investment.
But
it's not spending $200. It's
if you
spending
go
like
to the
$5-6.
If you go to the average PlayStation gamer and ask them about the PlayStation Vita, they will be, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
No, that's bullshit.
The average PlayStation gamer
knows what a PlayStation Vita is.
No. Look, the average PlayStation gamer is extremely casual. Basically, all they do on their PlayStation is play Fortnite and like FIFA. That is the average PlayStation gamer.
What are you doing? I don't agree with that sentiment. I feel like, if anything,
wait, did you think I said Tifa?
Tifa? What?
I said FIFA, the football game.
No, I understood that.
What?
Yeah, like it's one of the biggest games across the whole world, but you guys live in America, so.
What?
You said it was a weird combination of games. Most people play those games.
How did we get here? What happened?
I don't know. You said Fortnite and FIFA were a weird combination of games.
No. I didn't say it was a weird combination. I said no. I didn't say that. I said, "What are you doing? Play some real games."
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's true. 100% true. But yeah, like those people are casual. They're not gamers. They are just people who play games. And that is the average audience of a PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5.
Disgusting.
And for them, they're like, "What is a Vita?"
Man, I think you're underestimating the PC market nowadays, though. Like that's what casual people are migrating to. Like
to kind of bring this back to the competition like topic, and like if the death of Xbox is as imminent as we're talking about in this podcast, which could be completely overblown, by the way. But like if Xbox goes full publisher, right? They're not existing in the console market space. Who gobbles up that market share? Because what you're talking about.
I mean, Sony's already gobbled it up.
Nintendo and Sony. It's still there though. Like people still play on Xbox, right?
Yeah, because they have an Xbox. When the next ones are coming out, it will be a similarly priced PlayStation and an expensive ass PC. What do you think they're gonna buy?
Well, no, I agree. But like, you also have the idea of like, if everything's an Xbox, which in case like whatever that hell that means, and if they decide to move Game Pass, you can subscribe to Game Pass on PlayStation. You can subscribe to Game Pass on Switch. that might be the environment that breeds the kind of competitive nature between Nintendo and Sony that you're talking about. That's the only way I can see that happening. Just from my perspective, like, I think it would be interesting to see Sony and Nintendo go at it, but I still like, just to kind of bring it back full circle. I don't know if Nintendo ever entertains that.
Well, if we're gonna bring it back fully full circle, we're gonna go back to Phil Spencer leaving.
That's true. That's a good point.
I do have one thing that I want to note from the statement that Asha Sharma put out, and I think it is like this line, like this statement, that makes me think she's not that bad. So she said, as monetization and AI evolve and influence this future, we will not chase short-term efficiency or flood our ecosystem with soulless AI slop. Games are and always will be art, crafted by humans and created with the most innovative technology provided by us.
Which is what you want to hear, right?
Yeah, and
sounds like it was written by AI.
Maybe, but like the thing is, like, if you think about the context of this statement, not like basically like a month ago, 2 months ago, or something like that, Satya Nadella said in an interview, "Please stop calling it AI slop." And now the executive that they picked, all its soulless AI slop.
Mm-hmm.
That tells me that she maybe wasn't supposed to say that.
Maybe not.
Or something like that. I don't know. Or that she
Again,
has a very different, even
Dude,
though
she
she
has
comes
such a
from
mountain to climb that like she'll say anything she has to earn the trust of gamers. Like,
yeah,
and gamers hate
Man.
AI. So like,
What a
again, headline saying like, "Yo,
but again,
poor AI taking
yeah.
over Xbox." You have to say like, "Yo, that shit slop. That shit sucks."
Yeah,
that's
but
not
at,
what
at
I'm
the same
about.
time, like you can accomplish the same thing and still not go against the CEO of your company. You can say, you can use,
that's how you look cool, though, Dennis.
Yeah.
That's
But
how
you
look cool.
Yeah, but when Satya Nadella says that he wants people to stop using the term slop to describe AI content, if that is like enforced to degree with a company, that I would believe it is when he makes a statement like that, that means that she would have probably had to use some form of like term that kind of tones it down a little bit, because in the rest of the statement it's all like fairly professional like wordage, except for this line where it's soulless AI slop. And so I think this is what she actually believes herself, and she fought to call it AI slop. But I could, of course, be wrong on that, and we'll see, of course. But yeah, I do think it is this. It's a sign of some form of like ideological difference between them, or I mean, let's be honest. Like the only reason why Satya Nadella wants people to stop calling AI slop is because their entire valuation right now lies on AI investment into a technology that people are starting to, that real like experts and researchers are indicating is not going to lead us to AGI, which is the entire promise. So that means that the entire bubble stands on pretty fragile ground. So yeah, and they want to, like, all these people like Satya Nadella, Sam Altman, what's the guy at Google? I don't remember his name right now. They want to keep the image up that AI is useful and not slop. And when you have one of your own leaders at your company using the term, that goes against that.
That's fair.
And that is incredibly important for them right now, because they know very well that their entire that everything could end if people start to realize that AI is that all this is fake, that it's not working as it's supposed to.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally get what you're saying there. I don't know why you would make that statement then, if that's the case. Like you obviously, if you're part of this, you know the ins and outs of what's going on with Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond. Feels like a bad foot to get off on. It feels like it's a great foot to get off on, like as a from the gaming industry perspective, from the insiders and the fans and stuff like that. Curly's absolutely right. She's got an insane hill to climb and to be fair, Phil Spencer's the public opinion around Phil has waned in the last handful of years. With the acquisitions, with the closures, with the layoffs, a lot of it, which not his fault. He's a figurehead for the company. He's a spokesperson for the company. Like he's the guy, but also like how much control does he have? It's got to take a special kind of person to be like, hey, I want to sign up for that. Like I want to sign up to be the face of all the terrible decisions that you're probably going to make. And I made the joke a couple of podcasts ago of Xbox being like voted most likely to use generative AI in their games in their high school yearbook. That feels like the move to hire the president of your AI division as the head of your Xbox gaming division reeks of that.
The head of your Xbox gaming division.
And I don't know. Time will tell. I like what you're saying. What we're hearing from her. She definitely seems like a gamer, which is the most important thing. If you're gonna Curly, you're
some weird noises from
some weird feedback. Are we coming through your webcam? Or like are you?
Wait, what were you saying right now?
What was I saying? I don't know. I don't even know. But yeah, no, she says a very tall hill to climb.
Yeah.
And I guess we'll see.
Well, yeah, the one thing I wanted to know, and I think that's what you were talking about, she does seem like she is actually a gamer.
It's a gamer. That's it. Yeah.
And somebody asked in the announcement post on X, somebody asked like post the games you've been playing or something like that, and she gave out her Xbox name, and people have looked at her gaming history on Xbox. And I mean, I think she plays a lot of games and also completes a lot of games. And I think one of the really cool things that was in her history is the fact that she spent the last few weeks or months playing specifically Xbox published games, which means that she did research for the role.
Yeah,
she wasn't just like how a lot of gaming executives are, where it's like, no, I don't play. What do you mean play games? That's for kids or whatever. We all knew Jim Ryan didn't play any games.
Yeah,
we all
that's
the way
true.
he held the controller, where he didn't have the fingers on the triggers. We know he didn't play any games, and how every time someone asked him what he played, he was like, "Well, I'm having a good time playing. Insert the game that just came out."
Yeah,
from us.
Hey, can you hear me fine?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So one of my points I wanted to bring up there is she was under a ton of scrutiny because of it. Like she released a lot of games and stuff, and people were like, "Oh, you just made your account a couple months ago," and it's just like she came back and was like, "Well, yeah, I wanted to research and do this job well." It's like I don't I don't think it's a good idea to fake this shit. Like, I want to actually play and stuff. So like, she's saying a lot of good stuff, and a lot of people are trying to already tear her down. It's just like, man, I get it, because like this all is so sudden and it is all doom and gloom, but like, you do have somebody saying the right things and doing at least what seems to be the right things. Like, I'm willing to give her a shot, sure, but like,
Yeah.
does this spell out that Xbox is a healthy brand and
Oh, yeah,
platform to
no,
be on?
definitely
Not at
not.
all. Like,
I-
not even a
the-
little bit.
Like
In the middle
actors
of
research
their...
their roles. Like I mean, that's just the crux of it. Like, I mean,
Yeah, but not
whether or not
I
she's a
mean,
gamer or not is irrelevant to me, because she's going to be what they want to put her out there to be. And she, like, it's the same thing with Phil Spencer. What Satya Nadella wants to do is what Xbox is going to do. Like, she can say anything she wants. Like, I mean, Phil Spencer didn't want to close the initiative. I can promise you that. Like, like it is. I mean, her gaming history to me is kind of irrelevant. Like, I like that she's being personable. I love that is researching the role and taking it seriously. But like, actors do that all the time. Is it true? I don't know. Does it matter for the future of Xbox? Probably not.
yeah. I mean, the funny thing about that is that like on so many of like the video game adaptations that are happening now, they're telling the actors to not play the games.
That's wild.
It's funny. Yeah, you do see that like pop in. It's like, hey, did you play the game? Well, I was actually kind of going in blind. It's like, bro, what?
Yeah.
Like, you should play the
You're
game.
Why did you
supposed
do
to
that?
have your
Understand the
own-
character.
And like I was like I saw a clip of Ian McKellen, and he talked about how like on
That's Sir Ian McKellen.
on Lord of the Rings, he had like a pocket is in his like costume where he literally had the books on him at all times.
Yeah, he did.
Mm.
Yeah, he did.
And it's like, if someone like what is bad about that? About actually being able to research the role and like, but the way that like PlayStation productions or whatever seem to be handling the source material is like a cancer. That it's gonna affect their performance of the show. Yeah, let it, because it was good.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, is like, they want to direct these actors in the way that they perceive these characters. Just like, why don't we let those actors perceive the characters like we did and
Mm.
interpret it the way like that they do through the lens that we did as well? Because that's
Yeah.
like, I feel like that's important, because like all of us get different interpretations from characters by playing the game, by living in that, by making decisions. And like, if an actor truly wants to understand the character, they have to live through what we did, because that's what we care about. Like, we don't care about what a director's interpretation of this character is. We want a real person, a real artist to interpret those feelings and actions that we did, that we went through.
And I think their argument is that, for example, with like The Last of Us, it's like Troy and Ashley interpreted the script, and they acted that out, and they want to recreate that with like Pedro and Bella. But the difference there is that we have seen the result of Troy and Ashley's performance.
Yeah, we've seen the art. We've interpreted their art
Yeah.
as our own thing, and you're
it's not that
adapting that art.
it's not that we need the show to be a carbon copy of the game, but it needs to be based off what we have seen, and
Needs
not
to have the spirit of it.
Yeah, exactly. Because I feel, and I don't know if it would have been any different, but I feel like every line in the show that was not changed from the game feels like a hollow interpretation of the original. And I think it is because they don't have the context of how it was delivered originally.
That's fair.
Yeah, maybe.
I feel that.
Like, I think there could be moments that maybe in the script aren't described as very like important, or like however the intonation was, or whatever, how the emphasis was placed on the words by the original actors, and maybe not in the script or in the screenplay or whatever. But it was something that the actors added in their like when they were acting, and a lot of that feels like it's just not there.
Yeah, and that goes back to kind of how I feel about the overall adaptation of The Last of Us, where it's like I really like both. I like the TV show both seasons, but I mean I'm able to in my brain like interpret it as like either parallel universes or whatever. As an adaptation, I think it's fine. As its own piece of work, I think it's great. But like I like the games more. But like what I find the best is the Bill and Frank episode from season 1, because that is not adapting anything specifically from the games.
Yeah,
That
that was
is
all
its
new
own piece of
content.
art. That
Which
is all
is
new things, and it's
smart.
just like those actors took these characters and interpreted and made their own art. That's fine. But when you're adapting something that we know and we're expecting the beats, the emotions from, it just hits lesser than whenever we're expecting a certain thing and we're adapted to another. But like when you're making your own original thing, like the Bill and Frank episode, that's why that hits so hard, because we're not set up with those expectations. Granted, the Bill stuff, yeah, we did have expectations for, but this delivered on something completely wholly original versus like hey, this is that moment when Joel and Ellie did this, and this is now the movie or the TV show version of that thing, and it always feels like that didn't hit quite as hard as it did in the game, and it never will, because again, these actors are interpreting their own takes on that, whereas we lived through that literally through our own actions, and it's just more personable. So it's just like that is the crux of like adapting video games in general. It's like if you're gonna adapt a plot from A to Z, like you gotta understand the source material. Otherwise, you might as well just be doing your own thing, like the Bill and Frank episodes. Like,
Yeah, it's a classic like mindset of like the have your cake eat it too kind of thing, where like they want to adapt things for movies or TV shows, but they also want to make it appeal to a wider audience, and they're letting these execs come in or these TV personalities come in and dictate what it should be to appeal to a broader range of people, or a broader scope or more diverse group of people. Um, I think you gotta pick one or the other. I'd be curious to see Nintendo's approach with their first like foray into live action with their most recent initiative behind it. Like, how do they handle Link and Zelda's direction? We're gonna see. But speaking of Nintendo,
we gotta move on. God, what a past 2 weeks of fucking video game news. Holy shit.
we got some good stuff to talk about, because we got a Pokemon Presents this Friday with some of the best leaks possible already happening.
I haven't seen any leaks.
You haven't seen what?
Okay, so like the leaks happen, and so they were forced to announce that Fire Red and Leaf Green are physically coming.
That one,
like that's technically a quote unquote leak, but like, dude, I mean, people are up in arms about this $20 price point. I don't give a fuck, dude. Just give me
$20
this
is
shit.
so good.
I don't give a fuck. Give me the best Pokemon game for $20. I'll buy that shit twice.
Absolutely.
I don't care. Like the fact that I get it. I 100% get the argument of like, dude, you've built a platform of Game Boy Advance games that you pay one thing yearly for. You get the games. I don't give a shit. I've been wanting Pokemon on the Game Boy or Game Boy Advance. They're not going to give that to you. So if you're going to give them to me a la carte, I don't give a fuck. I'll pay the $20.
Just
play the game, because that's all I want out of those fucking libraries anyway. Like, again, understand the arguments. I'm on the other side of it, where it's just like, please do this for all the games. Fucking put it. Give me Pokemon Red original, Yellow. Give me fucking Heart Gold, Heart or Soul Silver. All of it. I don't give a fuck. I'll pay $20 for each of them because they're worth it. I mean, I love the Netflix, the Game Pass, the subscription based thing is great. But like, if this is what we have to do to get the games, I'll take it. Like, I don't care. I don't need remasters. I don't need the HD 2D, although that would be fantastic and I'll pay full price for. But you port the games and let me buy them one more time. We've proven that we would do it on the Wii. We would do it on the Wii U. We would do it on the DS, the 3DS. We'll do it. We'll pay for it because we're fucking psychopaths. And I'm about to do it on the fucking Switch. Just put them all on there. I'll buy it, Nintendo. Please. Inrad, sorry.
No.
All right, next topic.
Well said. Dennis, how do you feel about it?
I mean, it's clear that they like their answer to people saying like, but why don't you put it on Switch Online? It's like they just like slam their dick on the table. It's like you're gonna buy it anyway.
Yeah.
Because money.
It's like,
Because
yes, I
these
am.
games are theoretically worth more. And they straight up are because I'm gonna pay for it. I'm gonna buy both versions just so I can do it. It doesn't matter. Pokemon is another. Again, we talked about the tiers, the echelons, the Mario, the Zelda, the Pokemon, and then everything else down here. You know what I'm saying? That's what we all agreed upon.
Except
There's
it's Mario,
Pokemon, and then
and
the Zelda,
then-
and then everything else.
and then Zelda.
Is it? But hold on. Is it?
Yeah.
Pokemon? Is it Mario then Pokemon, or is it Pokemon then Mario?
I mean,
It's like-
look, you're right.
It's
I don't know.
Mario, then
Pokemon is such a dude. This is nothing new to the franchise. They've sold 2 versions of the games the entire time that they put these games out. Are you surprised that they would be like, well, what's going to make us more money? Should we put it out for what people are already paying for, or a la carte for $20? Yes, they will put the $20 on the table because it's fucking Pokemon. It's in a league of its own, dude. And like,
It's also worth noting once again that Nintendo doesn't own Pokemon, only 33% of it. So like how do you divvy up? So that would mean that they would have to start figuring out how to divvy up subscription money to
Yeah.
Mhm.
but I guess they do.
They
do with
there are
third parties,
third-party
yeah.
games. Yeah, so I guess it wouldn't have been.
There's already Pokemon games on their
problem.
virtual consoles.
The simple answer is because people will buy it,
We'll buy it. Absolutely.
and we will. And am I
My-
part of the problem? Yeah.
My
Am I
only
admitting to
question-
that? Yeah. Am I gonna stop? No. I'm gonna buy the fucking thing, and they're gonna keep doing this whole thing
They're not
until
gonna
the day
keep
I
doing this.
die.
They're not going to
My-
keep doing this. This is the only one
my-
you're getting.
I disagree with that because my only question is why is it the year 2026? And we're just like this. Like,
They should have done this on the Switch
been
One.
on the
Yeah.
Switch. Like
I think the reason why they haven't done it or why they're doing this now is because they planned on Gen 10 releasing this year and it's not coming. And they need
Yeah.
something for the anniversary.
Which is amazing because please take more time for Gen 10.
Please do.
This Pokemon Presents, we're gonna see it,
well, we're gonna
but
see.
we're
it for
not
sure.
gonna get the release date this year, and that is 100% fine. Give us fucking Fire Red and Leaf Green to hold us over, to tide us over, because dude, I'm clamoring for this. I've literally, that's all I want out of Pokemon right now. It's like, dude, I just want to play the classic games. I would love, again, even though Dennis hates it, an HD 2D style of these games. Like, go back to the pixel art. I would adore it. If they just said, fuck, Gen 10 is actually 2D, I would be like, yes, let's fucking go. I love that art style for Pokemon. I think it works better than the 3D bullshit we get nowadays. But
I
listen,
agree.
if Gen 10 needs an extra year, that means that it's actually going to be of a higher quality, and they actually care about the quality. If it comes out this year, I'm a little bit worried that they're just like, we got to match the Pokemon cards, the anime, this, that. And it's like, okay, Pokemon's going to Pokemon. I hope Game Freak takes their time with this, and we're seeing a new leaf with the Switch 2 for the first actual core Pokemon game. Like Assassin's Creed it, because like, dude, take a year off.
I still fully believe we're seeing that game this year. So
That
I
makes
don't
you
know.
sad.
Something tells me we're seeing that game this year. I think it's going to look exactly like ZA, and I think
No,
that
it's
the
we have
not-
pretty
not
concrete
from a gameplay
rumors that
perspective.
no, we have pretty concrete rumors that they're using a new engine.
Interesting. Okay.
That was part
I
of
mean-
their Gen 10 leaks. They have developed a new engine.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Well,
I mean,
I'll-
okay, so another hullabaloo is like, is this game going to be Switch 2 exclusive?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a system
Okay.
seller.
I'm in agreement. There's been a hullabaloo of like, well, no, why would they leave the Switch 1 generation behind? It's like,
Because
well, they
the
always
Switch
do that
One
with
is not going to
Pokemon.
run this game.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're hoping. But like, if they do a ZA type situation,
If they release a Switch 1 version, it's going to look bad.
Pokemon games look bad though, Dennis. That's
It's gonna
what
look
we're
really
saying.
bad.
Pokemon.
Is this game gonna have textures? Is the important question.
Yeah. It's like we've had the argument of like the models. Like I don't really care that the models are reused, but like I could use a little more animation and I could use a little bit more texture in the backgrounds
Yeah, I mean,
and the
part
windows.
of the
like,
rumors is that some of the Pokemon are being redesigned.
I hope so. And again, take your time. Wait 2 more years. I will
Yeah,
gladly
dude.
wait 3 years.
Exactly.
I don't give a
Like
fuck.
wait 5 years. I don't fucking
Yeah.
care.
Like
Just
if
give
you
us
actually
a good game.
just give us a good new Pokemon game that like shows that you tried. Like that you actually
So
tried.
what I think we're gonna see in this Pokemon Presents is that we're gonna see like we're not gonna get like quote unquote real gameplay or anything like that. We're gonna get like a teaser, and it's gonna be similar in style to like the first time we saw Breath of the Wild, where it was like this landscape shot of a part of the world that wasn't in the game. um it's gonna
That'd be
be
cool.
just like a landscape shot, and we're gonna see like some Pokemon walk across the screen into it, and it's gonna behave like a Pokemon behave like an animal of that type, and then they're gonna like pop the logos on the screen, and that's gonna be it.
Is
It's
it gonna
gonna say
be
like
Wind
2027
and
or
waves or
whatever.
whatever?
Wind, yeah, isn't it wind? Yeah, wind and waves
Yeah.
or something like that.
That's cool. That's cool.
I like it.
I like that.
I like it.
I
So,
think they're gonna focus on like the how natural the game looks.
I mean, that sounds incredible. Like I really hope you're right. I hope Ryan's wrong. I could easily see Ryan being the right one, where it's just like, ship that shit, dog. Who give a fuck?
we're gonna print. Look, it's gonna print money. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like,
I do think
the caveat for it. I do think the weird thing. I don't know how much Nintendo looks into this, or Game Freak or Pokemon Company, but like Game Freak's got a game coming out this year. And
Yeah, I mean, another just to interrupt you real quick. Another thing that's interesting that I thought about, where it's like Pokemon doesn't do that. They don't do announcements and be like, talk to you later, next year, whatever. They don't typically do that. Except they did that for the Switch 1, where they literally had the guy just be like, hey, yeah, I'm drawing a picture right now. We're working on the next generation of Pokemon. See ya. Like,
I mean,
this being the first
say,
Pokemon game on Switch 2, it could be that, where they're just like, hey, we're working on this. See you next year. Like, it is prime time to actually do that because of the generational hardware. We're working on a game dedicated specifically for Switch 2. It's going to be next gen. See y'all next year. Like, by the way, we have fucking these old games, the Taiju fuck offs over until then. Like,
you say they don't do this, but they do though. You specifically mentioned the Sword and Shield situation that you talked about.
Yeah.
They also did this for Scarlet and Violet.
Didn't they come out in the same year they announced?
Maybe they did, but I mean, they started with a teaser video.
Zod didn't.
Well, that was my point there, is like, they typically won't announce a new Pokemon game that isn't coming out this year. Like, that's usually their cycle. They'll announce it beginning of the year. It's out in November. That's usually how they function, except for Sword and Shield, where they're like, I'm drawing a picture. Hey, we're working on it. See y'all. And then, like, the next year it came out, and it's like, man, we expected, like, wow, they are working on a first time, like, mainline consoles fucking Pokemon game. And it comes out, and it's like, okay, yeah, cool. All right, fine. And then the next one comes out, and it barely runs on a fucking modern hardware, and like, it frame rates awful, sucks. ZA comes out, it sucks on the Switch 1, but it has the Switch 2 upgrade. Like, they could easily be like, hey, we're working on the next Pokemon game dedicated for Switch 2 next year. See y'all.
Yeah, I think to the credit to y'all's argument, like of it being pushed to next year, I've heard a lot of outlets talking about like deterrents for releasing in 2026. Just Zod just came out, like literally just came out, like less than 4 months ago.
That's never been a problem for them before.
Yeah.
It's never been a problem, but I mean, it is it's interesting, right? I don't know if they've had like I don't know what the timetable between Arceus and Scarlet and Violet were, but I don't think it would have been
This is
this
the same
close.
year.
No,
And then
Arceus came out January the year after, so it was like just a few months later.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. It wasn't the same
Of
year,
Scarlet
but it
and
was
Violet?
literally
or of Sword and Shield.
Scarlet and Violet.
yeah.
Okay.
Scarlet and Violet.
No, it came
like
out very
November.
close because it was just like, what is Pokemon doing? Like, why are y'all
Oh, yeah.
releasing these games so close together?
But also, you have the game coming out from Game Freak this year. That while obviously Game Freak can probably work on more than one game at a time,
They're also
like-
working with a different studio.
but like also it's the return of like putting these games out too closely together. If that new engine doesn't sing the way y'all are that we're talking about, like if it
Mhm.
still looks like a Pokemon game, and you got Game Freak out here doing like, hey, look what we can do. Just Pokemon want that smoke of like, hey, you can clearly do this, but you're not. Like maybe that's a deterrent. Maybe GTA 6 dropping in the fall is a deterrent. I don't think so.
Nintendo doesn't.
I think
care about
GTA would probably be more
Pokemon
scared of
doesn't
Pokemon
care,
coming
yeah.
out than
There's also the one thing that I'm like interested about is like how much do they care that it's the 30th anniversary? They care at least enough to make literally a logo for Pokemon 30th with every single Pokemon ever, like for this year. They've literally made a logo for 30th with every Pokemon. So like I could see them like treating this as a big deal where it's just like, yo, we're going really fucking hard this year with Pokemon. We've got the Fire Red, Leaf Green, and we've got the Gen 10 to celebrate the 30 years.
And
Like,
don't forget, we're gonna get an update for Pokemon Cafe Remix. Or whatever the fuck
Hey,
that
man,
game is called.
don't-
hey,
hold on.
don't forget.
don't sleep on Cafe Remix, but also
Don't sleep on
Don't
Don't
Pokemon
sleep on sleep.
Don't sleep on Pokemon Sleep.
or Pokemon Teeth or whatever the hell it's called. The real question is, do we get a new one of those this year? Like,
Oh,
and
yeah.
Oh,
what is it?
absolutely yes, dude, absolutely yes. Because like Pokemon Presents, like as much as I enjoy watching the Nintendo Direct, Pokemon Presents is always like, all right, what's gonna fucking make me crack up laughing at the stupidity of the announcement? 'Cause there's always one.
It feels like they make all these games just to justify having a presentation at all.
Yeah,
Which they really don't have to do this time around because of the amount of like quality content they have to deliver news on. Because another deterrent for this possibly coming out this year is Champions comes out this summer.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
they're delivering
True.
Champions as like this is the future of competitive Pokemon.
Yeah.
that's true. Yeah,
Does Gen 10 stand in the way of that, or is this alleviating Gen 10 from having to be a game that delivers on the competitive?
Yeah, this is
Which maybe-
alleviating Gen 10. Like, I don't think Gen 10, I think, is going to feel very different. It is going to be more of like a spiritual successor to the Legend series, I think. Because it's not
I
going to
hope-
have the expectations to be a competitive game.
Is it still turn based? Like, is it still traditional turn based, or is it more like?
I think
Za?
they're doing another iteration on Sa.
Hmm.
I don't know how I feel about that. I've played a little bit of Za. I don't know how I feel about the combat yet.
The combat isn't perfect, but I mean, I'm saying like another iteration on that. Like,
Yeah,
they're
dude, where's
doing
Pokken
changes.
Tournament 2? Like that game rules.
that's never happening.
Like why? they made a DX version of it, and like it's the first time we've actually gotten to like have actual
That-
combat.
that was made
with
by
Pokemon.
the Tekken studio. They would
That's
have to
pretty
work
sick.
with them again.
Dude, that game, that like,
I never played
Again,
that.
dude, it ruled.
Played
Like
a
it
little bit
was
of it.
like a competent fighter where you're just the Pokemon. You're not
Mm.
doing turn based. You're not doing like dodging as the trainer. Or none of that bullshit. Like you're straight up a fighting game with the special attacks of the Pokemon. And like it did fight like a Tekken game. Like it was dope. Like I would love a revisit of that franchise. for sure.
I wish we lived in a world where the influence of Expedition 33's combat could have had like some kind of bearing on the future of Pokemon.
Dude, that would be
it won't,
awesome.
But
Yeah,
man, would that combat sing in a
that would
Pokemon
be
game?
awesome. I mean, it would fit right in with Pokemon too. The time based attacks and stuff. Like,
Oh
ooh,
man,
you're
gimme.
talking to my heart. That's great.
gimme. Well, I think we have to move on again.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we got to get to 20 questions because otherwise, I'm going to be a very grumpy boy tomorrow.
We have to talk quickly about what we're playing.
Oh yeah. Curly, you're off tomorrow. It'll be okay.
I mean, do we cut 20 questions this week?
Absolutely
or?
not.
No,
Absolutely
absolutely
okay.
not.
All right.
But if we,
Because
I think
like
we basically only have 2
transparently
things to
for
talk
what we've
about.
been playing, I've got a bit. Well, not a bit, but like a whole thing. So I'm just saying. Like,
Okay. We need to
Okay.
start getting B-roll for the what we've been playing bit, by the way.
So Ryan, do you want to start with Sons of Sparta?
Yeah, I've got a few things actually. So, not most recently, but I did. The night that it was announced at the State of Play, I hopped into Sons of Sparta. Very excited. I had this game on Fantasy Critic, by the way. This was one of my unannounced predictions. Very excited. I was like, boom.
You're getting 10 points regardless.
10 points regardless, except I'm not because it's a 67 on Open Critic right now.
which is crazy, right?
Is wild.
Couldn't have predicted that. Like, that's wild.
I'm so torn on whether if this game would have a better score or a worse score without the God of War IP attached to it. Because honestly, I feel like it's a good game. It's just not
it's not God of War.
God of War. It's not the God of War game that people want, and it's not the Metroidvania that people want. When people pitched God of War Metroidvania, they saw Lost Crown, and it's not what you're getting here. And we're in a lot of people are calling it the golden age of Metroidvanias, which is absolutely true. This is just a serviceable Metroidvania with the God of War IP. And if you're not a God of War sicko, it's not the God of War story that you care about. This isn't Kratos and Atreus. This isn't the Greek era or the angry Kratos that's mad at the world. This is Kratos before he becomes a badass. And he's basically the framing is he's talking to Calliope and he's telling her the story of the duty of the Spartans. And you're traveling through Greece with your brother Deimos, and you're investigating a warrior that's gone missing, essentially. And the game centers around the pride of a Spartan and the duty of a Spartan and everything like that. Story's real cool so far. I'm maybe about halfway through it. Boss fights are fun. It does that classic Metroidvania thing where it starts you off like feeling very bare bones, and then they're slowly building in things. Maybe not to the level that I would like. The game has a co-op feature, by the way. Once you beat the game, you can play through like combat scenarios with another person, which is really sick.
After you beat it,
do they have like items that you get,
like tools? Yeah.
Like super missile or like speed boost or whatever to get through to new areas, or is it just combat stuff?
It's a magic based thing. So like I've gotten certain tools from, and they're basically frame them as gifts from the gods that you get to get through obstacles in your path, and you can use them in combat as well. The combat's good, not great. The platforming is good, not great. The thing I said on the podcast last time about Kratos not being a nimble character, which you both roasted me for, I feel is very poignant when I'm playing this game. Is he just feels very stiff, like, and obviously Kratos is not going to be somersaulting and backflipping and double jumping all over the place, but he's just a very stiff character for a Metroidvania. And coming off the heels of Silksong, it just makes me wish that this was Atreus or this was another character that had some level of like cool platforming element to it, because the platforming doesn't feel great. The combat feels good. It's fun. I enjoy the game. I like the God of War framing around it. I like the story that it's telling so far, but I don't know if it's necessarily worth the 30-point price tag. And I think it overstays its welcome a little bit because this is apparently like a 20-hour title.
Damn.
And I thought maybe it's longer than the original God of War games. Like the original God of War games are 10 to 13 hours long, and this is 7 hours longer than that. Like,
yeah, the more time's gone on, the more I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna play this.
Yeah,
it seems just kind of generic.
And I might be crazy here because I do like the backyard sports games, but giving this game to a studio that has only made backyard sports games, it weird.
and an angry
it's a
video
weird
game nerd game.
it's a weird choice though,
It is
right?
an
Like
incredibly weird choice.
like I don't
Yeah, like I was looking at the pedigree of the studio, and I'm like, really?
like
This is the
I-
studio PlayStation chose to make a God of War game?
yeah, I don't understand it. It's questionable. Like to me, like you saw Lost Crown, it was like let's do this with God of War, and that was everybody's mindset going in. Maybe the expectations got too big for its britches or whatever, but like this should have been a slam dunk to me. This game should have been a no brainer, like awesome time, and I'm kind of questioning whether I'm going back to it. Honestly, like I could be at some point, but there's way too many games in 2026. And time will tell. On a completely separate note, Burb and I have recently completed a playthrough of Reanimal, which is the new game from the original devs for the Little Nightmares series. And what a game! Already, like, the year is young, but like, it's the top of my list for my game of the year right now. Like, it is so much fun. It is such a good co-op experience. I mandating at some point this year, I need to be a spectator while you two play through Reanimal, because the game is just it's such a fun time. It's such a good atmosphere. The art style is absolutely beautiful. The music's haunting. The story is really cool, really dark and twisted as you would expect. And there's a lot of like fun little like puzzles and secrets and things to dip your toes into there. That's about it for me. I recently started playing Amori. I'm not far enough into that to really talk about it too much. But yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, as for what I've been playing, apart from the fact that I played Resident Evil 2 Remake twice, remake 3 times, and Resident Evil 4 and Separate Ways once.
My
I've
goodness.
also been this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I forgot. That's another thing.
The Virtual Boy. Nintendo Switch 2 edition. I don't have my Switch 2 here right now, but I do have this one and cardboard one.
Oh.
Which is just basically like a cardboard Labo thing. But yeah, I mean, this thing is really cool. It is like my expectations for Virtual Boy were met. I think this is really cool. The experience of actually playing Virtual Boy games the way they're intended is very cool. They're way more 3D than 3DS games are in a weird way. And also, this is one like little PSA if you ever get one of these things. The whole ergonomics thing with this thing is a complete lie. And I think everyone doesn't know how to use this thing. So like when you attach, so you have like the stand here and then the thing. Most people put it on this way, where this kind of emblem here goes towards the front and these legs go out back like this. And there's an adjustable thing here, and this one only goes like this far forward, but it goes pretty far back. So I just immediately flipped it around, which means that you can angle this thing like pretty far forward, and you just put it on the desk and you just like look down into it, and the ergonomics are pretty good. So I don't know what people are talking like. I don't know if you've seen like I don't know if you've seen like images of people using the Virtual Boy where they're like down looking forward like this. That is not the experience. And like when I bought both of these, I thought this was gonna be the superior way to play it, and this was gonna be like the cool gimmicky way. This is the best way to play Virtual. It's just that nobody knows how to fucking use it.
were like the instructions not clear on it, or like
There are no instructions.
that's the problem.
But like I think, and this clip, like it goes on both ways. And
Interesting.
people, and I know like this looks the exact same as a real Virtual Boy, and nobody has put it on the legs correctly. And like right now, this desk that I'm on is a little bit low. But like I was playing this, I'm currently right now I'm living at my mom's place because they're renovating my bathroom. Like at our kitchen table, which is a little bit higher, then it kind of ends up being at about this height, and you just kind of look into it like this, and it's actually like pretty comfortable. You're just kind of bending forward like a little bit, and it's like pretty good. So yeah, I do not know what people are talking about when it comes to the ergonomics of the Virtual Boy, because this is pretty good.
Hell yeah. I would still like to get one eventually. It might be one of those, like if I find it on sale, but that's never going to happen.
I'm
And
very
again,
excited
like,
to
remember
live
this
through
thing.
this.
This thing is $25, I believe.
Yeah, that's not bad.
And
What
this
is your review
also-
of that? Like, do you think it's adequate, or
Yeah, the one thing is that on the real Virtual Boy, you have this kind of insert here, which has the red, um, the red lenses on it, and otherwise it just looks the exact same as the cardboard one. But
the cardboard doesn't have any color filtering?
yeah, so the games are obviously red in software, but this thing. So one concern that I had with playing this on a Switch 2 is that the Switch 2 screen is garbage. It's like a really bad LCD screen. So I was worried about black levels, like not being deep enough. What this thing does is that it darkens everything and makes everything more intensely red. And it fixes the problem. It fixes the contrast issue with the screen. And like, I mean, I can look through this right now and everything looks like a fucking Virtual Boy. Like, you know, everything's like, it darkens things and it intensifies the red hues in a really nice way. So that is like, and I've tried to like fit this. It doesn't really fit in here. So I guess like the proportions are like slightly different, even though it looks very similar. But yeah, so yeah, that is the only downside of this thing. But of course, the games are still red. So
Yeah,
I've yet to try this on my on the Switch OLED. I sold that to my mom, but I'm going to try that on this and see.
What about the other
how that
color filters?
They haven't released those yet.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But let's see what was it? Oh yeah, the other thing that you can do with this, and technically also with this, is you can play Labo VR. Or a lot of games that support add Labo VR.
That's really sick.
So you can play Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom in VR. You can play Mario Odyssey in VR. So this is this is more than just Virtual Boy. And Nintendo doesn't say this officially, but you can just use a Labo headset. You have one.
Oh, cool.
To play Virtual Boy. Like there was a lot of talk beforehand that like they wouldn't be supported. Like that doesn't make any sense. This is just cardboard. There's no chip or anything in these that the Switch is able to detect. And you can just, like, if you were to go and download the Virtual Boy apps right now, you would be able to get into a game. It's just that it displays in a VR format with like two screens. So it would be weird to look at. But like you can essentially use any form of headset that fits the display size of the Switch. So I mean, if you were to have like an old cardboard or whatever where your Switch fits into, you could try that even. So I don't know if it would fit, but like it is literally just two lenses looking at a screen. Like, and I was saying this beforehand too, like it doesn't make any sense. Of course Labo VR would be compatible. The only reason why it wouldn't work on a Switch 2 is because into that one. But yeah, you open it up like this, and then you put the Switch in here, close it up, and start gaming on the Virtual Boy.
Hell
Now
yeah.
the Virtual Boy games,
2026.
the Virtual Boy games, at least the ones that are there, they're decent to bad. I think that my two favorites so far is Virtual Boy Wario Land and Red Alarm. Red Alarm is pretty cool. Like if you've ever seen gameplay of Red Alarm, it's like the Star Fox like game that's on Virtual Boy. It looks like a complete mess because it's just a bunch of red lines going around, but like in VR it looks 3D. Like it looks like it's rendering like a wireframe of a 3D world. It's pretty cool.
That's cool.
I'm excited to see, they haven't released like Mario's Tennis yet. They haven't released those unreleased games with Zero Racers. I'm excited to try that. So, I mean, I'm fairly confident that we're going to have like at least 90% of the Virtual Boy library before they stop releasing games for this.
Nice.
If not even like 100%, like if they have like it wouldn't be that hard. Like they just have to get the license for some of the third-party games. Like get 100% of the Virtual Boy library on this would be insane.
Yeah, I mean, preservation wise, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And like, who would have thought that would have ever happened with Virtual Boy games? So,
yeah.
I mean, good on Nintendo for doing that.
Bravo, Nintendo.
Yes.
Bravo, Dennis. Thank you for your sacrifice and purchase. I'm very much looking forward to experiencing the VR through vicariously through you.
And again, like if you are only tangentially interested in playing Virtual Boy, you can justify the purchase of either of these two by the fact that you'll be able to play any game that supports Labo VR, which there are a few. Again, playing Breath of the Wild in VR is pretty cool. And I mean, on Switch 2, it's even then you can play it in 60 FPS and 1080p.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Curly, you're up.
Yeah. So I've just been playing like the usual. Some Mario Tennis Fever, which is pretty good. Some Sonic Racing, but like, and I debated on doing this at all, but like, do you guys mind if I get like absolutely vulnerable? Like, is that okay?
Yeah,
sure.
Okay. You'll see where this is going in like pretty shortly, but like, so today, technically tomorrow's the anniversary of my mom passing away, and like I was thinking, sorry, I'm already getting choked up. Okay, so thinking back of the one game that I played with her in her, hospice or hospital bed was none other than Balatro. Believe it or not. So I'm not trying to make this like a guilt trip or like anything. This isn't a bit. This isn't a bit at all. But I know you guys give me shit of how much game this is played, but like honestly, this game, like I loved it before then, but like it's been a way to feel closer to her, and I did it, man. I 100%ed it. The proof's in the pudding there. 100% progress. And again, I played a lot of this game, and a lot of it was just because I'm a sicko, but this sounds stupid, but like a lot of it felt like I was doing it for her. And yeah, man, it feels great to be there. It feels great to do that. Again, I played this a lot on her deathbed, and she would watch, and I remembered just like being a kid, me and my mom would play card games together a lot, and she taught me how to play poker. And I couldn't really figure out why I was so connected to this game. And I finally figured it out, man. It's beautiful, and it's heartbreaking. and I want to play more of it. And yeah, I feel so stupid because like it's a video game, and I know that it's not like something that we played together, but like me having that with her at the end of her life was just like it carried me through that and beyond that. And looking back at the past year and playing it a lot and finally being here, like I feel it feels awesome because like I literally got it last night and it's just super special, man.
You are a beautiful human being, Curly. I love you, dude.
It's so hard to like talk about it, but like I made it a bit because I know how crazy it is, how much I played this, but like I didn't know how to share that. Like I've been doing this so much because I felt connected with her in that way. And like, man, it's been one hell of a year, and it's just crazy that it happened last night where I was just on a crazy run, and like it's just weird how time works like that. Unrelated, but we got a dog, and he's in this room with me right now, but he's asleep. His name is Brewer, which was my mom's last name, and like I just feel really connected. And yeah, that's what I've been playing, y'all. I did it. I
Good job,
am a sicko
dude.
that
Congrats,
100% in Balatro, and I'm gonna do it on PlayStation. That's the next
Hell
one.
yeah.
Let's go. Big numbers go Burr.
I hate that I can never razz you about this game ever again.
Man, there's a conversation where we were talking about spoilers, but like a bad take show, and Ryan was like, "Dude, I gotta grill you on Balatro." I'm like, "Bro, you can't do Balatro." I was like, I can't explain why because like I just feel this is so close to me right now that I couldn't be like, bro, like this. I'm like, this is like my own spiritual like connection with my mother right now, like. But you know, like, and again, it feels silly to say, but like, it is weird that like that's the game that I was playing literally on her deathbed, and she's watching me, and I'm playing runs, and like it felt like that final connection that we had together that brought us back to childhood, where it's like she literally taught me to play card games, and that's something that we bonded with all the time, and like I just wanted to share that, man. You know.
Thank you, dude. Thank you for sharing that with us. That was awesome.
Sorry, I'm a blubbering mess doing it.
No.
No
Don't
problem,
apologize.
Yeah.
It's completely understandable.
Yeah. So that's all I've been playing because I was like, I gotta hit 100 before the anniversary happened, and it fucking happened last night. Crazy run. That game's good. Like again, I was addicted beforehand. Like again, let me be clear. And I'm an absolute like Balatro sicko, but like it really did sitting there playing it, like just man, it's hard watching somebody in hospice. Like, let me just tell you that. I mean, I know Ryan, you've been through one of your parents passing away, but like you understand it's brutal. It doesn't matter how old you are, it's hard. And like me and my mom had a difficult relationship at times, but like, dude, we've had some cool ass moments, and like, dude, it's crazy what hospice will do to you, because like sitting in that bed next to her playing Balatro together, and her laughing and joking and talking about a childhood, like, dude, that shit hit hard. And then like playing it beyond and getting a stupid 100% accomplishment shouldn't feel this gratifying, but it really fucking does. All right. Anyway, let's move on.
I love you, dude.
Love y'all too.
All right. Well, with that, let's get to our last topic for the day. Dennis, you have a game for us.
I do.
For anyone new to the channel, we're ending the show with our round of video game 20 questions. We'll see you in court, Game Scoop. We are doing it battle royale style, where one of us picks a game, the other two have to ask 20 questions to get to or 19 questions to the guest to figure out what the game is. If he stumps us, he gets a point. Right now, the standings are Curly and Dennis with 1 point apiece, and myself with 0. This is the second round of this. we are using this as a way to determine who gets the first pick in the second wave of Fantasy Critic drafts for the Summer Games Fest edition of that. So without further ado, Dennis, let me get this doc set up.
I have a wild pick, y'all.
Oh God. Ryan had the quarrel with Luminous. So like, what is this gonna be? Which, to be fair, I don't know if anybody actually guessed it afterward. So like, maybe Ryan's right. I don't know. Maybe.
No, I don't think it was out of pocket.
All right, and standings. Currently one.
And then share it.
Yep, about to.
Oh. Close chat just in case.
All right, let's go.
Let the questioning begin.
Oh yeah, Ryan, have you closed chat?
I have.
I don't think anyone's watching it.
Yeah. Chat's been quite quiet, but we don't need to talk about that. Was this game released after the year 2000, January 1st?
Yes.
Okay.
Say that one more time. After the year 2000.
Yes.
Yeah. 2000 and beyond.
Let's see. Is this game released before January 1st, 2010?
No.
Okay.
Is this game playable on the Nintendo Switch or 2?
Yes.
Okay. By the way, for anybody watching the short right now, if my eyes are red, I'm crying. If you want to find out why, go watch the full episode. I'm like still tearing up.
I'm gonna take a wild guess or a wild statement here, because every single one of them have been so far. But is this a Nintendo exclusive?
No.
Okay. So we're looking at either.
Well, okay, I should clarify. It was originally a Nintendo exclusive.
That is. Really
I'm gonna give this one to you because I think this is a hard one.
Okay.
Nintendo exclusive?
So
That's
originally Nintendo exclusive, but now on other consoles as well as the Switch. Could be like GoldenEye. Could be like a Banjo-Kazooie. It could be like one of those rare games that originally were Nintendo, but now maybe are Microsoft. Maybe we should just ask if it's a rare game.
Yeah, my brain immediately went to Octopath.
Oh shit! That's probably smarter.
Well, he said this is a hard game to get. Octopath would not be
It's
a hard
released
game to
after
get.
2010, so you're 1000% more on track. Fuck! After 2010 threw me off because that's where I felt locked in. Was this game originally on the Nintendo GameCube?
No. My guy, this was released after 2010.
I don't remember
What?
when Nintendo GameCube was. Was that after 2010? Shit, that doesn't seem right. So I think we need to nail down what it originally came out on, whether it's Wii or 3DS or DS. Which him saying it's hard, it's probably one of the handhelds. Maybe even Game Boy Advance, but I don't know when 2010 was. No, it had to have been past Game Boy Advance. It would be DS, 3DS.
All right. Was this released on a handheld?
Yes.
So it being ported means it's not a Nintendo IP. Right?
Handheld Nintendo game, but like how many of those games actually came to the Switch because of the 2-screen debacle? Maybe we ask if it originally came out with 2 screens. I don't know. But like it has to, right? After 2010 on a Nintendo exclusive handheld.
I mean, I don't feel like the 2 screens question narrows it down to too much for us.
Okay.
Now it's playable on Switch 1 and 2. How much of the
Switch
DS
1 or
library?
2.
How much?
Well,
right, but how much of the DS library has been ported to Switch 1 or 2?
That was my point. Is not much at all because of the 2 screens. But like, are we actually wrong? Like, is it somehow a really late GBA game, or was it a Nintendo Switch game that was exclusive, like an Octopath, and later on brought to other games? Maybe we're just thinking about. Maybe this is just a Switch game.
Should we narrow down the year a little more?
Either that, or I mean, the 2 screens rules that out too. Like, that would
Okay.
say it's either DS or 3DS. Did this game originally come on a console with 2 screens?
Yes.
What the fuck is it? What has been ported from the 3DS/DS?
Okay, so we know DS, 3DS, 2DS, whatever.
The Ace Attorney games? What were those? Capcom, or who developed those? I have no idea. Maybe
should we ask if this is like a premier franchise, or if like this is a part of a franchise?
Oh, that would be helpful. Yeah, if it's a franchise at all.
Right. Is this part of a franchise?
Yes.
Okay, this may be subjective, but does this game feature a soundtrack that is widely concerned as a certified banger?
Yeah.
Okay. Ace Attorney is looking real good. Because
Okay.
I know those have been brought, but those haven't been brought to other consoles, though. Fuck. Or have they? I don't know anymore. I don't know anything.
Those aren't playable on Steam?
Maybe. I don't know. This is like a series that I've like dabbled in very lightly, but never gone full balls deep.
Why? Let's see.
Maybe what are those games, like adventure games? What would you classify that as?
Narrative. Like what's that genre called?
I think just narrative adventure, right?
Yeah.
What would you classify as like the Telltale games, kind of like? What are those even called?
I just call them Telltale games.
But it's not. These aren't even that. They're like their own fucking thing of. I don't know. Maybe is it dialogue heavy, or maybe I don't know.
Should we ask if this is from a premier like publisher, or like a?
I don't. Me personally, I don't know who made those games. Those games, and we could be going up the wrong tree anyway. So I don't know. Maybe that would be helpful.
I thought Capcom feels right. I could be wrong, but
I don't know. The more I think about it, I'm like, no, that doesn't seem right. But like, maybe I don't know. Yeah, maybe art style. Like, is this like a 2D kind of game, or like this is like anime-esque game?
anime. Okay.
Maybe do you primarily play as humans? That'd be. I mean, Nintendo
I don't
exclusive.
feel like we have enough to go on to.
You don't play as humans very often in their games.
Yeah, true.
And it turns out Dennis is like a Ace Attorney sicko, and they're actually dinosaurs in skin suits or something. We just didn't know the lore.
Is this? I'm gonna shoot the publisher question.
Okay.
Is this game from a reputable publisher, like a well-known publisher?
I mean, I don't, not the scale that you're thinking of. I would say no to the.
Okay. So we can roll out.
It's not.
Square,
It's not
Capcom,
like a. Yeah, it's not one of those.
Ubisoft. That
Should we do the Smash Bros question? That usually helps us with Nintendo, right?
yeah, but are there any characters from Smash Bros that like would fit this criteria that appear on other consoles?
I mean, Persona, but wouldn't have been on 3DS, I don't think. Persona
Yeah.
Golden was a Vita exclusive. Persona 4. Kingdom
The
Hearts
only-
technically appeared on 3DS.
This would not
If
be.
Dennis
a hard
picked
to
a
get...
Kingdom Hearts game, that would be fucking.
him telling us this is a
crazy.
hard to get game is not a. It's not a Kingdom Hearts game. Like I'm here
I mean,
for it.
hard to
Like,
get if he picked it, but also that Square Enix and it would be like one of those major publishers. So, yeah, I mean, you could be right.
It being a certified banger soundtrack, is this like a rhythm game?
I mean, the only reason why I said that is because the Ace Attorney soundtrack is fucking phenomenal. The guy was only barking up that one road. It like happened into it.
But the answer is yes. So
Yeah. So I okay, let's just rule it out. You playing as like human/anime humans in this game?
Yeah.
Okay. So the skin suit thing could still be in play.
I can confirm that there are no animals in skin suits.
it's very generous of you.
Okay, so like
So
what
the Ace
about,
Attorney
like-
thing not dead?
what about the GTA? Was it China Wars on DS? No, that's would he quantify Rockstar as one of those majors? Because like
Rockstar is
they're-
a major publisher.
I mean, not
Also,
in the way
but the
that you
game-
were
but-
thinking.
No, but also the games are published by not their games aren't published by Rockstar. They're published by
2K or who is it?
is it Take Two or 2K?
Take Two. Because 2K
yeah,
is
Take-
fucking Bioshock or what? What
And
am I
two-
thinking of?
Take Two is Take Two would absolutely be in that conversation.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. So at least on a handheld with 2 screens. Should we rule out DS versus 3DS?
I don't
Does
think
that help
that's
you
gonna
at
help
all?
us much. It doesn't help me in the slightest.
Yeah, the libraries blend together to me personally. I was just wondering if you knew them better.
My thing is I don't know third party lineup for the DS like that.
Let's not forget that it's been ported.
Ported to
Which
what?
again-
maybe that helps us.
Which again, Ace Attorney, I know recently had a collection. I don't. We got to rule out Ace Attorney because I can't get my brain off it. Like, we got to get rid of like either a lawyer question or something, because otherwise
we-
I can't stop thinking about it.
How do we ask an Ace Attorney a question that also accomplishes another goal? Like visual novel is the or like
Sure,
some-
yeah. Let's just rule that out.
Is this game of the visual novel variety genre?
No.
Okay, sweet. You can get off that train finally. Okay.
That's 12 questions. We've got
All spent on Ace Attorney.
yeah.
Well, there was
Doing
a
great.
Square Enix game that was like The World Ends With You, but
That's
that's a
true.
major publisher.
Ah, man, that's true. That's also true.
DS 3DS is a weak point in my library. It can't be one of the edutainments because that was all Nintendo, right? That was like their Brain Age and what is the Dr. Lugo or what the fuck was that game? What the fuck is, you know what I'm talking about? There's like a Dr. something.
Dr. Lugo.
What was his name? I don't remember. Dennis knows what I'm talking about. Dr. Luther.
Doctor, what are you talking about?
Dude, there's like a fucking long running series of like Dr. something games. Not Dr. Mario. It's like a L word, like not Dr. Luigi.
You sure
Luger's
it's
the only
Are you sure it's Doctor?
Lupo? I can't think of what it is. No, Professor Layton. Professor Layton's what I'm thinking of.
That's what I thought you were talking about, but you threw me with Doctor.
Yeah, I was way off base, dude. Do you know anything about those games, by the way? I don't know anything except
I sure
they're
don't.
popular.
I look, when we were floating Ace Attorney, I kept thinking, what is Professor Layton part of that franchise? Is that a spinoff, or is it?
I want to, like, this could be completely fabricated, but I want to say there's some sort of expected port or something on the Switch of Professor Layton that could be 1,000% false. But something in my brain says that is a thing, but maybe not.
But here's the thing. This is a franchise. If it is Professor Layton, you know subtitles for that franchise?
No, dude. Not. I've never even. I don't know. If you pointed at 10 games and said, say, which one is Professor fucking Layton, I wouldn't know. I would have no idea. I just know that it's a game. Dr. Lupo.
Should we nail down genre a little further, maybe?
Yeah, I guess so.
So which let's eliminate 3 or try to narrow down to 3.
Sure.
Puzzle. Not gonna be a platformer, I don't think.
I mean, DS,
Well,
3DS had platformers.
okay, so puzzle, platformer, or
RPG.
racing? RPG? Okay, because he did give us a human anime thing. Which, yeah, let's go with those 3. Puzzle. Well, if you're playing as a human, the puzzle aspect may not be a good route, because like a lot of those are like the god perspective.
Is Dr. Lupo a puzzle game? I don't even know.
I hate him. Let's just go with puzzle, platformer, or what? What was the third one?
I was thinking RPG, just
RPG.
because the anime thing and
Yeah, is this a puzzle, platform, or RPG?
Yes.
great.
Okay. No, that helps us, man.
I would say probably not a puzzle because of the human thing. But again, I mean, maybe we ask if it's a Dr. Lupo in general, but the anime slash human thing
This like
makes me think
insisted on vehicle.
something tells me it's an RPG now. I don't know why, but like also Dennis hates RPGs, so like maybe not.
He loves platformers. I mean, let's shoot a shot. Like, is it an RPG?
You're asking that?
Should we ask it here?
Is this a puzzle or platforming? That's the same exact question. Yeah.
Wait, so you're asking is this an RPG?
Pretty much.
Yes. Is this an RPG?
No.
Okay.
Okay, not an RPG. We're down to 5 questions and a guess.
Did the Pikmin Go game get ported at all? Was that game Hey Pikmin? Or no, I'm thinking of Hey You Pikachu. What was that Pikmin game that was on 3DS?
The only Pikmin game that isn't on Nintendo
that would not have
platforms
come to anything
is-
but Nintendo, though. Oh my
Well, I
God.
mean, there's Pikmin whatever on the phone now, like or mobile.
Was it a mobile game? Wait, maybe that's the play. Wait, hold on. Originally a Nintendo exclusive, but no phone games were like that. That sounds like it was ported off of Nintendo onto something else.
Now, here's the question: is he playing Fast and Loose, where it was originally a Nintendo exclusive, but now through emulation is playable?
No, that's bullshit. No, that
there
would
are
be
official releases.
crazy. That would be
Okay.
crazy. Certified banger soundtrack. I don't know where to go. Was this game primarily played with touch/stylus controls?
No.
I feel like does that kind of
I was trying to
against puzzle?
rule out puzzle a little more, just
I
because
feel like
like
it's
most DS games, puzzle games would have been stylus based, right?
Yeah, I feel like this is probably a platformer.
Dude, I don't know any platformers on the DS. There's like a Kirby pinball game. There's Mario 64. I don't know what the fuck this game is. Oh shit, we're fucked. So, something ported to the Switch from the DS. That's crazy on its own. That doesn't happen. What about the Tamagotchi? Did that go to 3DS? I think that was just a Wii game, right?
I don't know anything about Tamagotchi.
Wait, what about like what if we ask if this is like a me-centric game? Because there was a bunch of me games. What the fuck, Metopia or something? And then they brought that to Switch. Wait, hold on.
That would still be that would still be a Nintendo exclusive. It has to have come to something that isn't a Nintendo platform.
Balls and ass fucking shit, bitch. Dude, I can't. I have no idea then. Like literally, like the Castlevania was Game Boy Advance. What other stuff bounced around consoles?
Could it be an indie?
What indie games were on the fucking DS or 3DS?
I have
no idea.
I keep forgetting it's DS and 3DS.
Oh, what is the two screen things? Is the Wii U?
Well, he said it came to handheld.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, you hold the gamepad in your hand.
No.
that would be fucked up. That would be fucked up. Well, because it is released on handheld, which would have been the Switch release, which wouldn't be a lie, you know?
I mean, that's true. But no, the question was it released on a handheld?
It was, if it was on the Switch or Switch 2.
Yeah.
Did we ask originally released? I don't remember.
I don't know.
I don't know where to go. Not a major publisher either.
I'll give you a little hint. The question was it released on handheld? It was not. Was it not released on console?
Wait. What? Say that again?
Meaning, it's a Nintendo exclusive. It was released on a handheld. The hint I'm saying as well is that your question did not exclude it also being released on a console.
Okay. So we could be completely off base with the DS thing. Like he's saying, so like it being released on a handheld means it was released on Switch at some point, but it could have been on the Wii or Wii U.
Yeah, but the two screens thing.
Did we ask it? Oh, wait, yeah, it came out.
The question was, I believe, I could be wrong. Did it originally come out on the console with two screens?
Yes.
So it would be Wii U.
Perhaps, perchance.
You can't just
Which
say
makes
perchance.
What if it's like Zombie U?
So this being a Wii U game is interesting. Like
no, that would be Ubisoft, who's a major publisher.
It'd be more. It's definitely more gettable if it's not a DS.
The Arkham games came out on Wii U, but not originally.
Yeah, you have so few questions. It came out on a handheld and a console. I'm not saying the Wii U is a handheld. Okay?
What fucking games came out on both?
And you know it came out of a console with 2 screens, Taro.
So, wait, is the DS/3DS not a console with 2 screens?
Of course it is.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, I'm lost, Ryan. I
So
need
it
you.
came out on, maybe he's saying it came out on a Wii U and the DS equivalent for the time?
I've lost the thread. I don't know anymore.
The only games I know that did that was like didn't one of the Smash Bros do that?
That would be not a puzzle or platformer, though.
Right.
What about what is the Kirby Super Artsy one? The Nintendo exclusive, though. God damn it! We got to get off the Nintendo. Like, where else did this release? Like, was it on PlayStation, Xbox,
We have
PC?
4 questions to figure that out.
It has to be a third-party thing, right?
Where would be the most likely place it would be ported? PlayStation?
Okay, if it's originally a Nintendo exclusive, so this is like a Zombie U, like that's not it, but like a game like Zombie U that came out on the Wii U that was exclusive, but later brought to other consoles. Like, what are other games that are examples of that? Because it's pretty rare, right? Like, games don't normally launch like Resident Evil 4, but that doesn't count for the 2010. Like, that's an example of like a third party made this game exclusive for the Nintendo Switch. Later on, they added to other consoles.
What about okay? No, that's a GameCube game. I was gonna say like Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles.
Did
was a game that was
Sonic
released on
Lost
the
World
GameCube.
ever go to other consoles? That was a Wii U exclusive. Did it go to 3DS?
But no, that's Sega. Sega's a reputable publisher.
Mother fuck. Shit. I don't know where to go. I think we give up.
Let's figure out what other platform it came to. But did this release on the PlayStation family of consoles?
You're asking
was
that?
Was this ported to the PlayStation? You want to go with that, Curly?
Sure. Yeah.
Was this ported to the PlayStation family of consoles?
Yes.
PlayStation. So, in all likelihood, it's PlayStation 4 or 5. Right?
This is obviously a no, but like, you know, like Patapon came out on PlayStation first, but eventually went to Nintendo. Did like
Right.
Elite Beat Agents eventually make its way to PlayStation or something? I legitimately don't know, but like, did that happen? I don't know, because that had a banger soundtrack. But that's not a puzzle or well, I mean, puzzle / rhythm. I don't know
My
anymore.
guy, you're still operating before 2010, Curly.
I'm old, Dennis. Years don't matter. When you pass your 35, like, years just blend all together, bro. I don't know what happened in 2010. How even old was I? Was I 20? What was I? Bro, when I was 20, what was I playing? Not 3DS games. Not DS games.
I don't even know what I played on the 3DS
Oh,
anymore.
what about like, okay, damn it. Doesn't fit the puzzle platform, but I was thinking like DJ Hero. Because that came out on 3DS or DS. And that was also on other consoles because it had its whole like DJ set. But it wasn't originally Nintendo. Dennis. I don't know.
Do we want to narrow down platformer versus puzzle?
Yeah, sure. I got nothing else.
Is this a platformer?
Yes.
Okay. So my brain's still stuck pre-2010s where there's like 2D Crash games, 2D Rayman games, 2D Gex games. The only thing I could think that was a platformer on the DS/3DS is Nintendo exclusives like the Kirby game. I can only think of the pinball one though.
I think I'm really out of my years like scope here, but like, what did Ukulele release on?
No, that was later than that.
Okay.
That was like after 2015 at least. That was like 2018, 2017. What was that? I don't know. Before pandemic, but not a lot before, I think.
Gotcha. What about, okay, hold on. Ty the Tasmanian Tiger.
Maybe we can go the license route.
There
give it
was,
the-
is that its license?
Wait, Ty the Tasmanian Tiger? Is that not like, oh, Tasmanian Devils, who I was thinking of. What the fuck are you talking about? What is that game?
Ty the Tasmanian Tiger was a 3D platformer. The original came out on GameCube, I think, and they had Ty the Tasmanian Tiger 2.
That is better than anything I've got. Let's go down that rabbit hole.
So in these games you play as a Tasmanian tiger in Australia that like uses boomerangs as weapons, and they were ported to contemporary consoles like last year, I think.
What the fuck is this game? Wait, what is? Okay, sure. Well, what else do you know about it?
Save you the headache. The entire Thai trilogy came out before 2010.
No way.
There's a trilogy.
These games, Curly, straight up, these games are good, dude. Or at least the first one is. Like,
dude, what if this is just Professor Layton and it's a platform and we didn't know it? I don't know. I don't know anymore.
I'm a little mad. I thought I was cooking. I'll be honest. I thought I had something there.
They came out in 2002, 2004, and 2005.
What about what is Box Boy? What is that game? What did that come out on?
Box Boy?
Yeah. There was two games, Box Boy and Box Girl, which does the franchise thing. Didn't we ask the franchise? No, we didn't. Fuck.
What's that? Okay. What's the game that D-Rock used to play?
Fortnite?
Shut up. Shut up. The rhythm game, the rhythm platformer.
Rhythm platformer that Guitar Hero? What are you talking about?
Yes, because Guitar Hero is a platformer. You
Bro, they're jumping around on stage. What do you want?
You're a box and like you press.
Oh, Geometry Dash?
Yeah.
That's a PC game. That's
a PC
not really
game.
It's a good game. It's a banger soundtrack. But it's like it's got that like toxic internet fan base community kind of thing going for it for whatever reason.
Okay.
It's weird. Yeah, I give up, dude. It's either Box Boy and Box Girl or Professor Layton or something that I have no idea of.
You know what? The Tasmanian Tiger, you play as a human.
What? With a title like that, you're playing as a fucking human?
I'm saying we asked if you play as a human.
Oh, and you don't play as a human in Box Boy. Wait, he's a boy? I don't know. He's a box? But maybe the box has got anime hair. I don't know.
This sucks. This absolutely sucks.
Yeah, we're bad at this.
This is gonna be another Lego Racers.
No, dude, he's gonna announce it and I'd be pissed off. That's what's gonna fucking happen. Okay, this game. Sorry, Ryan, to just waste this question just because I've got nothing else.
I've got nothing.
Does this game feature any doctors/professors?
No.
Okay. So that rules out new doctors. No lupos.
Oh, Lou.
Oh my god.
Maybe this is like a weird like licensed game.
Oh, we're too far gone to even know, dude.
I mean, like we have nothing. Like if it's a licensed game, maybe we could shoot a Hail Mary or something.
Sure. I mean, I'm down, dude. I gave up at question 14, so I'm down to burn it all. Let's go.
Is this a licensed game?
Can I just give you question 19?
Sure.
Ask, is this an indie game?
I'll kill him.
I'll kill him.
Well, I mean, why would we ask that? You basically just told us it's an indie game.
I mean,
Yeah, I
unless
gave it to you. Ask question 19.
Yeah, that's fine. So, is this an indie game?
Yes.
That doesn't help me though, because I don't know what indies came to DS, 3DS. What if it was did Shovel Knight release on DS initially first or something? I want to say it came out of it 100%.
And I don't get it. I'm gonna be so mad.
It 1000% was on PSP, which is a handheld. So, or PS Vita. Fuck, I don't know. I said 1000% like I knew confidently.
You know what? It's absolutely not a. It's absolutely not Shovel Knight, because Shovel Knight had things in it that I can't talk to you about because you never finished the game that would make it not available to release on exclusively on Nintendo.
It's because he's not actually human; he's a shovel.
I hate him. Wait. No. Never mind.
2010 indie games.
Like
that's pretty early indie games, right? That's like your Braids, your Meat Boys, right?
Is this a Super Meat Boy? It's a platformer.
No, that came out originally on Xbox. It was like this is like post Xbox Arcade, but not that post, right? No, Xbox Arcade was like 2005, 2008, I think. Platformer indie. Just think platformer indies right now. What comes to mind? Celeste, Hollow Knight, Shovel Knight, Meat Boy, Box Boy, but that's not correct. But that's what's in my brain now. I don't have it. No. Castle Crashers was a brawler. That's also Xbox.
Owlboy.
Owlboy is way later than that. Nope. Did the Trine games come out on 3DS? Those are puzzle games. Those are really good games though. I like those.
Oh, we played those.
Yes, of them or
Trick.
Dennis, this isn't an actual question, but maybe a little hint. Are we going to be pissed off that we didn't guess this?
yeah, but in a way that you don't really understand right now.
Okay.
I don't buy it.
Did you ask licensed?
I did.
And it was not?
Oh, no. I was going to ask license.
And then instead I burnt a question on PhDs.
No, he said instead of the license question, I should ask,
indie
is
game.
this an indie game?
Dude, I don't even. Braid came out on everything. It's technically a puzzle platformer. What about like the Limbo / Inside? No, that's too late. Limbo came out to Xbox Arcade as well. But maybe also, I don't know, man. I got nothing.
Let's just shoot a guess. Shoot from the hip. Give first thing that comes to mind. 3, 2, 1.
Do it. What?
No,
Wait on me.
That was you.
I just shouted like 28 games that none of them are right.
Cave Story.
Sure. Is a Cave Story?
Is that your final guess?
Yes.
No, it is not Cave Story.
Okay. What the fuck is Cave Story?
Cave Story was an indie.
Okay.
Released in 2014. It is a
Okay.
platform video game released for the Nintendo 3DS and Wii U originally. Has since been released on Microsoft Windows, Amazon Fire TV, Xbox
What?
One, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, Amazon Luna, and PlayStation 5.
Bro, it came to everything.
It is also a Metroidvania. It is developed by Way Forward Technologies. And it is the game that I introduced the stream with, Shantae and the Pirate's Curse.
Fucking Shantae. Okay. All right. Okay. That one I would not have got to ever. But like Shantae at least is a series that like I can respect. Like that I get. Like it's as a series for sure. And the Pirate's Curse I never in a million years would have done.
I feel like we're drifting further and further from the gentleman's agreement. Like,
I mean, we all saw the game beginning of the stream.
I sure didn't. I was writing my blurb for what I was going to introduce the stream
I
with.
showed this game on the stream with the name of the game
Yeah.
on the stream.
Damn. Did you play this?
I've played this, yeah. This game's awesome.
I never played the Shantae games. I know they're really popular.
This
Like,
is the best one, in my
Metroidvania's
opinion.
people. Well, Metroidvania fans are pretty high on Shantae.
Oh, and also it has banger music because it's composed by Jake Kaufman.
Hell yeah. Okay. I kind of want to check this out if it's on Switch. I'd be down for an old school Metroidvania.
All right.
I had a backup in case you guys are gonna start talking about my pick because I only pick games that you guys haven't been able to pick. So I was like, I'm gonna try this because I wanted to pick this game, but I didn't know if you guys knew this game at all. So I was like, I'm just gonna play the music and see if you guys talk about it at all.
You know what's funny is like I wanted to because when we pulled up the stream, I was like, oh, we didn't have this song on the 20 questions, and lo and behold, it was all a brilliant foreshadow.
So just full transparency, I have us muted. Like I don't play the stream while we're.
Bro, you got okay, but like he's mentioned every time we started a stream, y'all turn up the music. You got to hear this at least once.
It's all bangers.
Was I blowing my nose before that happened? Like
you were here while
it's every stream
streaming the starting soon, and Curly was changing his mic situation.
So just out of curiosity, I looked up Jake Kaufman, and he's worked on a lot of good shit,
including
DuckTales Remastered, Shovel Knight, Crypt of the Necrodancer, Contra 4, Red Faction Guerrilla. Like, damn, he's got pedigree.
Yeah. Well, Dennis is up to 2 points. I'm just gonna say we're really far from Dirge Cerberus. Is all I want to say there.
Again,
dude,
Luminous is not obscure.
Yeah, Luminous is not obscure. Shantae is, in my opinion, in the top echelon of known indie franchises. It is.
Yeah, Shantae
it is actually
enough.
one of the original indie games because it was self-published, I believe, by Way Forward on the Game Boy Color.
Okay, but when I ask, like, is this a reputable publisher, and you throw that little sly of like, not in the way that you're thinking. Like,
That I mean,
Yeah, but
in
way forward,
retrospect,
I've
in
published a lot of
retrospect,
games. Like, go to
like-
their website and they've released like maybe like 50 games or something. I don't know.
not in the way
30
you're
games.
thinking should have directed us. Well, maybe it's like a renowned indie studio, you know? I get it. Like, it does suck because we're bad at this game, but I kind of get his line of thinking there.
Yeah, the original game was published by Capcom. Shantae.
Not this one though.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's unfortunate.
Yeah, I never would have gotten there just because like the 3DS is definitely a blind spot for me. Sorry, did you say 3DS or DS?
3DS.
3DS. Either way, they're kind of a blind spot for me, but the fact that this was like literally ported to everything, it's like, well, that kind of goes out of the water. Because like I guarantee we've seen this on like a Nintendo Direct like 10 times. Or like a certain Direct or something along those lines of like, hey, Shantae and the Pirate's Curse is now playable on this or that and this and that.
This game was kind of the resurgence of the Shantae franchise because they had released the original Shantae on Game Boy Color, and then they were going to make a sequel on Game Boy Advance that was canceled, and they recently re-released that. But then they released a sequel, Risky's Revenge, on DS, which wasn't super popular. But then they made Pirate's Curse on 3DS and Wii U, and that was like the return. And then they made Half Genie Hero that came out on like everything. Then they made what was that one called again? I haven't played that one. Seven Sirens, I think it is. Yeah, Shantae and the Seven Sirens, and then last year they released Shantae Advance, which is just the canceled Shantae Advance game, but they released it now.
Wait, so the human/anime human thing was like I think, or kind of like, what was the confusion there?
Well, the confusion was because the games certainly employ an anime art style, but the studio is not Japanese.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. No, I mean, everything checks out here. I don't know how we would have gotten there. I'm like thinking of like alternate reality of like if we could have asked better questions. I don't know if I would have ended there.
Yeah, I was never gonna get there. Not on this one. But
like
I said, I said it last time.
The way I justified is the fact that I started this stream with this game.
Like the fact that the clue is like every single stream he's always like, y'all gotta listen to this banger song. And like I literally like I went out of my way to be like, oh, let me turn up the song, and I'm like, oh, interesting. This hasn't been on the 20 questions failed list. And like
it will be.
That alone was just like, that is brilliant. Like that's fucked up, but that's brilliant. Like he's like, oh, but it will be. Like, I wish I would have asked, like, because I literally thought about saying, like, oh, you don't want to choose one of those.
If you would have asked, I would have straight up just said, like,
change the game.
I ran out of games, and I would have picked my backup.
I came so close to asking too. All right.
My backup, by the way, was Star Wars Squadrons.
Oh, we would have had a chance to get there.
the spectrum on like of we could have gotten / not a chance in hell is like crazy right there, because like Squadrons, I've had numerous conversations about Squadrons specifically. I still haven't played it though. I want to. That game looks awesome.
You guys need to play Shantae and the Pirate's Curse. It is an incredible metric.
I thought you were about to recommend Squadrons. Did you play that in VR, you said?
No. I think I tried it. I couldn't get it get it working properly, I
Mm.
think. No, I
One day.
did. I flew around in like the training mode for a bit, I think. But yes, it's something didn't work right. I don't remember. It's like really janky to get it working properly.
Mm-hmm. Bring
All
us
right.
home.
Thank you all for joining us tonight, / this morning. Dennis, Curley, thank you all for 3-4 hours of good, bad, ugly, fun stuff. Check us out on YouTube, Spotify, Amazon, everywhere you can find us. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, help us with the algorithm. If you like what we do, we're here every Wednesday at 10-ish Central. That's going to do it for us tonight. And now we will awkwardly wave goodbye. Goodbye, everybody.
Stop the stream.
You got 2 hands.